happened. All our hot intro's gone, but that, you know what? That's okay. That's all right, Brandon Lynch. We'll do a cold intro.
Let's do it.
That was a good bit we had.
I was coming in too hot anyway.
I was Roddy, and it was incredible stuff. Hi, welcome to the show. A little bit of been having technical issues all week. Tell me about it. It's Talking Reckless podcast. I'm Matt Eads, joined by Brandon Lynch.
I'm happy to be here. We've been recording for 6 hours.
Your camera just went 4x3 in our call thing. It just like added bars to the side, which is dope.
I'm down with that.
That's really fucking weird.
It's the cinematic scope.
Yeah, it was like as soon as you started talking to, it was like kunk.
So when the internet gets bad here, my camera automatically switches to standard definition.
The cable as well. Kyle B is here.
I'm here. We're living, kind of sweating bullets here though.
Yeah, so getting by. Andrew Captain is here.
We're doing this live, but do I sound okay? I turned my gain thing off. You told me to.
You do sound okay. Yes. Yeah.
We've been maybe a little depressed, but other than that, fine.
You're depressed.
Okay. You sound beautiful, Andy.
Thanks, guys.
What did we redo this whole bit here. Recapture the energy. Good news, bad news, gang.
Hashtag all the content.
Whoa, over on Twitter.
All the lawyers.
You can't sue a dead man.
I think we brought that right back up to speed.
Hell yes.
Perfect.
No, good news, bad news. That's a dumb way to put it. I should just... Everything on the Patreon is now available for $5. Will of the Weaves. That's the anime podcast. The DM's Guild. That's about Dungeons and Dragons. Other shows. Super Saiyan Pod Super Saiyan was over there.
Cooking with Matt Eads.
Cooking with Matt Eads. Thank you. I was going to say, I remember more last time. Everything's available now for $5. The different tiers still exist, so if you have support at the higher tiers, we hope that maybe you consider still staying up there and supporting the podcast. But everything is now available. The longer version of this show, Tron, Talking Reckless, Au Natural.
Not this specific show.
Not this specific show, but
because
often.
I imagine that got purged with everything else.
That's right. But often there is a longer version up there for you as well. Go check that out. Patreon.com/Talking Reckless Podcast. We could very much use your support. That's Bernie Sanders? I'm the Bernie Sanders meme. Him in the code being like, I'm once again asking for your financial support. That's me. Head on over there and check that stuff out.
Do it.
Go listen to that
Hashtag
anime
feel the
podcast.
Do it.
Hashtag feel the Eads.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a journey of discovery. I started that anime podcast not thinking I liked anime all that much, and look where we've come all these years later.
Full circle.
Yep. Now I own weebs.ca. Proud owner of the domain weebs.ca.
Trying to
20K,
conscript everybody to the Weeb army.
It's going to be worth
Join
millions
us.
one day. So it's been a heck of a week here for me. Bad, terrible, fucking terrible week. We'll get into all the E3 stuff and whatnot later, but I don't know, just to get out of the way. It's on my mind. My computer, my 3090, brand new computer that I ordered in... long story short, there's a lot of fucking around, but I got a super top of the line computer worth if you were to build it yourself, probably $5 or $6 grand. I got it for much cheaper because they fucked my order up a whole bunch and they said just any upgrade you want you can have for free. So I was like, all right, I'll take the 3090 and I want more RAM and I want a bigger SSD and I want it liquid cooled. It was all the trimmings. It was literally the most expensive computer I could get from Dell at the time because they just said pick whatever you want. I'm like, well, I'll take the priciest of everything, please. And since then, the prices of computers, the prices of CPUs and GPUs has shot up it's insane. It is absolutely insane. Double. And so I was going to sell that computer last week, thinking, it is this entertainment thing that I don't need. I can live without. I got a 2070. I'm doing okay. I got the new consoles. I'm doing fine. I'm going to sell this thing off. It's worth literally double what I paid for it. I can just buy it again in 2 years or a year or whatever for half the price.
Prior to moving as well, right?
This was also, yes, prior to moving.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure I wasn't going to move actually because it had come up and I'm like, I don't think I'm going to. And so anyways, yep, gonna sell it. Could use the money big time after the move and everything. It's gonna be a really smart financial decision. I was feeling pretty good about it. Man, what an adult I am. Look at me.
Shrewd maneuver by Matthew Eads.
Yeah, look at me. I don't make very much money doing this podcast thing, but I make it work. God damn it, somehow. Just
That's right.
The spinning plates all the time. So went to sell it on a website here called Kijiji, which is like Craigslist. It's like private listings. And I'm not going to get into how it happened, but long story short, the computer was stolen, and I was scammed. Very stupid. Extremely stupid, especially in hindsight. Thank you very much to all the people who wrote in and said, "Why would you use Kijiji? You had it coming." Very helpful. And so the computer's gone. Computer's gone. Reported stolen. Apparently, I'm the latest in a very long list of these scams, so they're not going to find anything. Not covered by insurance because it was fraud and not theft. If he broke in with a gun and took it, then it would be covered. But because the way it went, it's not. So, yep, my very expensive computer, which between you and me, I maybe couldn't have afforded to buy in the first place, but it was an investment, you know? Like, at worst, I will just mine crypto with this fucking thing and then sell it for what I paid or whatever. And instead, I'm in a, like... I mean, really, it's a $5,000 hole, what I paid for the computer, but, like, it feels like double that much because that's what I had multiple offers on this computer for that, which sucks. Super sucks. Super sucks. And has, like... It's $5,000, $10,000, not a lot of money to some people, but when you make like $14,000 a year before you pay all your bills and shit, it's a lot of money. It's the difference between me being able to podcast and not.
It's devastating for sure.
Yeah, like it super sucks. And because it's totally my fault. I'm so fucking stupid. Like that is even worse. That is even just the shame on top of all of it of like, ugh, terrible, super terrible. And just to like really add one more little cherry on top, I've been having like jaw pain or something. They think it's stress, and I like clench my jaw in my sleep, and that just went to 10,000. I broke a tooth.
Oh shit!
And like not broke off, but like cracked. They have to go and put filler, I guess, in it, sealant or something. It's just been a fucking nightmare, dude. Fucking nightmare. So like, if I fall asleep halfway through this podcast, it's because I'm on muscle relaxants for my jaw, which just fuck me
drinking
up.
A beer.
And drinking a beer, and someone smoked marijuana here earlier. I contact high. I don't know who that was, but yeah, it's been a fucking week.
Yeah, that's ruthless, man. Especially like being streamer full time and not like working in a trade or anything. It's hard to recover like a big loss like
So
that.
brittle to like give context. Like I really don't make any money doing this, but I get to play video games all day. Like I don't give a fuck. I could, as long as I can pay my rent and my food and do this until I die, then I'm totally fine. But to put it in perspective, that is literally all the profit I made last year. Just gone. Like after bills and games and you know all the equipment, after everything's paid, that is every single cent of fun money I had from last year, just poof. Gone. And from this year and maybe next year, who knows? You know, it depends, but yeah, it's super fucked.
You can only go up from here, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
He says before Maddie falls backwards out of his chair.
For the shower curtain, I shit you not. The day after I realized it was stolen, the shower curtain came off the wall and bashed me in the head. Just fucking came out of the shower like Kong. Like, are you kidding? This is like
none of this is funny because we know you, but when you sent me that message, that would be like, that's probably how a comedy writer would have wrote it too.
Definitely. This is like it's like I'm on the Truman Show or something, where I'm like looking for the cameras. Like, are you shitting me? Fucking shower curtain.
Fuck.
So that's me. All that said, I did take in a little bit of E3 this week.
Oh shit!
Haven't played too many.
Your whole day around.
Yeah.
Fucking everything bad happened melts away when you see motherfucking Star-Lord sliding under fucking people's legs.
Yep. Boy, that Star-Lord looks... I would not be friends with the game Star-Lord, I don't think. Movie Star-Lord, absolutely. Game Star-Lord, he looks like a douche.
Yeah, he looks like a douche. But we're friends with Andy.
Fair enough. That's...
Fuck.
Yeah.
Got him.
That's a very good point.
Got him.
I mean, movie Star-Lord also is kind of a douche.
Totally. But, like, we could be friends, you know? We could totally be friends if you're on his good side.
At first glance, before you knew who he was, would you have taken him for a douche?
Totally. He's like one of those...
Like, they put him in the trench coat and everything in the movie, right? And have him wear all the fucking weird retro stuff. And you're like, yeah, I'd fucking hang out with that guy. But I think if you just saw Chris Pratt on the street in his fucking like tank top with the arms out, I'd be like, fucking couldn't pay me enough to go up and say hi to that dude.
Yeah. Or if
that
you're
looks like the kind of guy who will just punch me in the face for looking at him.
Or if your reaction, your first impression of them was that the whoever those dudes were that arrested them in the first place, and they were like, they call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy, and the one guy's like, what a bunch of a-holes. Like, that's fucking, if you don't know anything about them, if you're not watching them from a fun movie perspective, that's exactly how you probably see them as. Like,
they're wrestling fans.
These guys are fucking assholes.
They're 1,000% wrestling fans, where if you're also a wrestling fan, you're like, yeah, I bet we'd be friends. And if you're not a wrestling fan, you're like, these fucking assholes. Look at these guys. Sir, it does matter what I think. Stop yelling that in my face.
It's wrestling and Marvel movies and video games are three of those things where you're like, oh, that guy's a fan. You got so much to talk about. And we're starting to realize like, oh, half the planet likes this thing. Most of them are also douchebags.
It's a big triple Venn diagram. Video games, wrestling. What was that other one that we just said?
I don't remember.
Neither do I. But in the center of them all, Marvel movies. That's right. Marvel's the bottom one. And in the center of them all, anime. Weeps.ca.
I've been tricked.
That's right.
A ruse!
I played some Burning Crusade. I've said... It's a weird timing, actually. Earlier in the year on this podcast, I remember saying, like, Destiny and World of Warcraft, the two MMOs that how much I play depends on how depressed I am at the time. Burning Crusade came out 2 weeks ago, and what a time. What a perfect time. Just fell right into my lap, just like, settling back in like a 15-year-old blanket.
So, yeah,
this is like a whole different Matt Eads at that point, too.
Yep.
A Matt Eads that could see the bright future ahead.
That's right. Oh, man, I'm going to be level 61 by the end of the day. Maybe. Probably not. If I really work hard, I might be, but it's all that was keeping me going through those tough times. It's I don't know. It's a weird trip down memory lane. I feel like we talked about it when Classic came out. Kevin and I are playing. Yeah. It's a little different because like I think we were both way more into Burning Crusade than any other of the WoW eras. But I don't know. It's fine. People are like nice. It's a weirdly pleasant online community because everybody is. Not everybody, but most people are adults and have played it. Literally 15 years ago it came out, which is fucking crazy. But it's like a super nice, you group with people and everybody says thanks, hey, how you doing? If you see somebody on your faction is getting busted up, you'll help them out or they'll help you out. And
if you're in a server to get a group.
That's true, yes. Oh, I forgot about that, actually. That's fucked up. Yeah. So, man, I totally forgot about that. Kevin and I we'd played Classic previously, and we were on a server called Arcanite Reaper, which, when you start playing again, you can move characters around, but it's a fee. They cost like $35. It's expensive. And on Arcanite Reaper, on the server Kevin and I's character were on, which had players playing, obviously, when we were playing on it, was... I'm not exaggerating. Literally 35 people had logged in the last 2 weeks. You can track server populations between both factions. Literally 35 people have logged in, and you need 40 of one faction to do this early game content. So there's not enough people to raid. There's not enough people to do dungeons. You can't level your professions. You can't PvP. Most of the world content you can't do. Anything that's a group you can't do, which is like half the stuff. It is literally an unplayable video game. You're logging onto a dead MMO. Blizzard will not do fucking shit for you. They will not do jack shit. Like there's no warning, there's nothing. So I boosted my character on this dead server, which cost me $50 fucking on top of the game time and all this, and spent it on a dead server where you literally can't play, and you can go fuck yourself. I was lucky that I did it within the first I think 6 hours or something. You can get a refund, but past that, fuck you. Which is just infuriating. The thought that I can pay money for this game for Classic that I played a year ago, whatever it was, not super long ago, not long enough that I need to go online and be like, are the servers for this brand new Blizzard game going to be dead? Yeah. There's nothing. There's no warning. There's nothing. And if you do happen to end up on those servers, they make it seem like it's your fault, which is so infuriating when you're chatting with the online support and they're like, oh, I see you used your boost on the wrong character by accident, huh? Like, no, I used it on the character I wanted to. I didn't know this fucking server was totally dead.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
Brutal.
stupid.
So Kevin paid the $35. I got a refund and boosted a character on a different server. But like, just the fucking nickel and diming. And there's another layer further where now WoW Classic and Burning Crusade Classic and Retail are 3 completely separate eras. So WoW Classic characters stay in WoW Classic. You can move a character from Classic to Burning Crusade. You cannot move them back. If you want to move them back, that'll be $20, please. It's like the fake move-in fee. It's like there's no, like, what?
Some scam artist.
What does that $20 pay for? It's just the. It's wild. It's wild how Bobby Kotick is one of the highest paid CEOs in the world. There's a story last week. We didn't run it here, but he allegedly took a pay cut, which turned out to be fake. And maybe it's not hard to see why when they. Again, the most successful MMO in history, still, to date, still the most played. And just the, like...
Seems like they're charging more now than they were back
Oh, they are. Back in the day, you could only pay for your subscription. That was it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you had server transfers that would open up when things got too crazy, but that was it. That was all you could do. Now they have all these problems, but instead of like solving them in a way, they have free server transfers. If you're on a populated server, you can for free jump to a less populated one. It's not like this technology doesn't exist and is prohibitively. Oh, to move a server, it's like the fucking tied to the pigeon leg and it has to fly from LA to Athens or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So frustrating. Of like,
Yeah.
we want to play Classic. It costs us each at least an extra $30 because we happened to pick the wrong server last time. So hopefully we don't this time if we want to get back for Wrath of the Lich King or whatever. But like, super frustrating.
Yeah, that's annoying.
All that said, we're both in Classic. And we both went and Burning Crusade Classic rather. We both went and leveled up our professions, which took about 10 hours for each of us, just running around the old world, getting flowers and things.
Just living it up in the auction house.
Yeah, I'm playing the auction house, which is pretty fun. Making money, making bank. Mad.
I'd make fun of you for running around picking up these flowers for 10 hours, but I've got a story coming up later on maybe the most colossal waste of time I've ever done in video games for no reason.
I don't know if this was a waste. You know, I got my herbalism up. Now I can pick flowers in the good zone. Sell them for money.
Okay, then 100% yours was a better use of time.
Hell yes. But that's pretty much all I've been into. WoW Classic. We're not very far. We're like 61, so we're way behind the curve. But I think we both want to get in and do the raids and stuff. So we'll see what happens.
If you're dipping your toe in, you might as well go all the way in.
Yeah, I say that now, but there's still like, I don't know, 40 hours until I hit 70, and then another 40 until I can raid, and then probably another 20 until we finish the raids. So we'll see.
You know a group?
Not right now, but listen, I got cred. I'm old school, all right? I did a
sure
lot
you
of these
got
raids before some of these
connections,
players were even born, which is disgusting, but true.
For sure.
What's everybody else been up to? We also didn't do show notes this week. That's how, for the first time maybe ever. That's how
shit.
fucked
Right
up
off the
things
cuff.
were. Yeah.
We're
We got
flying
E3.
in
E3
the
is just the
nude.
show notes, you know?
That's right. Both statements. E3 is the show notes, and we're flying in the nude. Brent,
I can
what
go
have you been
next.
playing? Yeah.
I have things to talk about. I would, I guess, first like to do kind of a post-mortem on Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I am coming up to the boss fight, so I'm not technically done, but I'm not going to want to talk about it in a week, so I'll talk about it now. I think that I like these games more now than I did even back then, which was not how I thought that was going to go.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of starts from my biggest problem with that game being the same as a lot of people's biggest problem with those games was the ending. And
Choose
I kind
one
of
of the three, and
right, and that's still there. That it's not like they've changed it or anything. But I kind of lived this big gap of life since the last time I played them, being like, man, you made all those choices, and then none of it really mattered in the end. It kind of gave you more options based on your total completion, but not really based on the individual choices you make. But playing through this time, they really do a very good job of paying off all those decisions at a point.
Yeah.
It's just not at the end. Like,
yeah,
they-
and some of them are a little like, some of them are a codex about like, this is what happened to this person.
right.
Like they're not
but
all
the
full
ones-
featured cutscenes per se.
and the ones that are a little codec entry are usually the ones where it's like, oh yeah, I kind of remember doing something for you in Mass Effect
I
1.
got that guy's wife's body in Mass Effect 1, I think, or in 2,
Are
I
you
don't
that same
remember.
guy? I can't remember. But thanks for the 5 points of the war asset because you
Way to
gave me some
contribute
rocks.
to the galactic readiness.
But I think I always knew, but I think I really understood this time going through where it's like just everything I care about in that world, they're like, we'll give you the greatest hits in Mass Effect 3. We'll let you solve the genophage in some way. We'll let you deal with the war between the Geth and the Quarians in some way. We'll let you unite the Krogan and the Turians in some way.
I'd never really thought about it like that before, but they totally do answer almost every. They set up like all these big, like almost apocalyptic events that have happened throughout history, and as you're going through 3, you're like, okay, solve that one, got that one, and that one, just going
like
down the list.
The amount of things that I would like be doing and be like, I can't believe you get to solve the genophage, this thing that was just a part of the world. Like some of it is very god complexy, where it's like, all right, before I save the entire galaxy, I'm going to go around and solve every legitimate issue that this galaxy has ever had real quick. But it was kind of like I'm coming up to the ending of the game again now, and I'm like, I don't know what I expected the time I played through. Like the galaxy is saved in every way except for the Reapers here. And am I color puking? People are looking at me weird.
Did his audio go like crazy loud for a hot? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think you're fine now. Yeah. Apologies for the technical issues. I've been having them all week. I'm down a computer.
Hopefully that's not on my end.
No, I think you're good now. Carry on. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. Now I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like I'm coming up to the final confrontation with the Reapers, literally with my head just being, now I just have to decide what to do with the Reapers. And the first time I came up to the ending, I think I thought like, oh, I can't wait for the cutscene where every single problem I solved gives me a little like, hey, we remember you solved this problem. And I think
like the spirit bomb cut where it cuts to everybody lending their energy, and the Krogans
and
are like, yeah, you sure did let us fuck again.
Exactly. And they kind of do it in Mass Effect 2 because you have like all these like, we recommend you get this ship upgrade. We recommend you get this new cannon on the front of the ship. And then there's like a big cutscene going into the final mission that's like poorly stitched together where there's like, it cuts from one thing to a laser hitting a thing in some jarring like cut. And then it cuts to Joker being like, good thing we got that laser. And it's like, oh yeah, I did get that laser. And I think that Mass Effect 3 just does a better job. Mass Effect 2 is a better game for sure. But Mass Effect 3 does a better job of like, let's just solve these problems and tie them up along the way instead of having the big 10 minutes at the end where it's like, here's everything you did. We kept track of it and let us show you that we kept track of it.
Yeah. Mass Effect's great.
Go ahead.
The Fallout style, like here's the cutscene. Here's every single choice you made. This is what happened to these characters. This is what happened. This guy went on to become a farmer or whatever. Like that stuff always. I'd rather you show and don't tell. You know.
Mm-hmm. Sure. And just let me. Like odds are, if you just let something I did go flying into the ether, it's not going to be like, hey, what happened to that? What happened to that dog I saved from traffic?
Yeah.
Like some of this world building can just be like, oh, look at me helping people or kicking people out windows along the way.
It's got a little bit of like Star Wars syndrome where everybody is a main character and related to everyone else.
Yeah. What are the odds that the person who I helped in Mass Effect 1 cross the street ended up being the king of the Krogans, or some such thing? Another thing I want to talk about very briefly is the DLC in Mass Effect. I think is hands down the best DLC in any video game series, except for maybe The Witcher. And that's only based on one game.
BioShock 2 is good DLC.
BioShock 2 had a good DLC.
You're saying the entire breadth of DLC?
Entire, catalog of DLC is very strong because I played through all of it and none of it was. I honestly think they got rid of the only bad thing.
Yeah. Whoops, we accidentally lost it. Our bad.
And even the one they lost, which is a combat arena, the thing that I kind of didn't put together, even though I was in no sense sad that they lost the combat arena, is in Citadel, they put a combat arena in that one.
Yeah.
So you would have basically just had access to 2 combat arenas, one of which is way shittier than the other one.
Yeah, the combat in Mass Effect 1 is a little bit rough.
Right. So I played Citadel, which is the last DLC they ever put out.
So good. So
and
good.
It is unbelievable. I could not believe how little of it I remembered and how like powerfully it impacted me playing it this time. And I was thinking about the fact that it was like, okay, this is a DLC that they put out after the game and after the kind of backlash against the game about how people hated the ending, but it is an event that happens before the end of the game. And you play through it, and at the very end of that DLC, there's like a really nice moment where everyone's like, oh, we had our shore leave. We all got absolutely fucking annihilated at Shepard's apartment, and now we're all standing at a window looking at the fucking Normandy, getting ready to go take on the Reapers. And there's like a good emotional moment between you and whatever your romantic interest is, and then it like cuts to black on like a keystroke, like a piano keystroke, in a way where it's like, oh, that's because that was actually the end of Mass Effect for so many people. That was the last thing to come out, and it was just really cool that they did a thing that was both, oh, this is a great thing to set up the final battle, the last stop before the final battle, but it was also a great cut to black on the last piece of content that they ever put out.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a very tough line to toe.
It's hard to know if it really is like the most incredible DLC ever, or do we just really like Mass Effect, and like Rex and Grunt saying Shepard, Shepard, Shepard is, to me, one of the funniest things in existence, but to someone else, it's like fucking the memes, I guess. I don't know.
And I think like it is definitely the fan service DLC. It is definitely the one where it's like,
they literally say
like
memes. They're like, yes, we know there are Mass Effect memes, and here are the characters in those memes saying those memes.
Right. And it is like it feels like a totally different writing staff who did it. They're like I think I laughed out loud 3 times in the 150 hours prior to the Citadel DLC that I played. And then as soon as the Citadel DLC started, it was just like every second, like you're in the middle of the firefight, and every member of the squad, because everyone's kind of rolling with you. You have the 2 that are actually fighting with you, but then everyone else is like up on the catwalks, fucking chirping enemies and stuff. And it's just nonstop giggles.
Yeah, it's tremendous.
Last thing on Mass Effect, real quick. I need a ruling from you fellas. I romanced Caden in the first one. They only give you 3 options, only 2 of which a female Shepard can actually romance. Things went as well as they're going to go when it's only between you and one other person. Mass Effect 2 started.
What? Was that like are you support polygamy or what? We were married with only one other person. What about as well as one single partner marriage could?
I'm saying that he only had one other person to compete with, and I was gonna date somebody.
Oh, I see.
So, I'm not saying he was
monogamous too.
I'm not saying he was gonna blow my world, because it was like, well, I've in another life, I've already dated the blue lady. I guess I'll give you a try to see what you have to say.
Yeah, the vampire blue lady even.
So then that obviously in Mass Effect 2 gets off to a rocky start. He believes you're working for Cerberus. He's really a dick to you.
He sucks in that first game too.
Yeah.
From the man who played Carth Onasi, Pierre Pizak. What happened? How did Caden suck so hard?
And I'm like, you're giving me a reason. This game is going to give me 6 other people to choose from. You're giving me a reason to walk away by being an absolute dick to me. Let's walk away. Let's not talk about this. I'll see you in Mass Effect 3. So he walks away. It's in bad terms. I was pulling the renegade trigger. And I start a very good, fulfilling relationship with my boy Garrus.
Good man.
Yeah.
Corkscrew maneuver. See last week's podcast.
That's right. So we go through all Mass Effect 2. It's great. And then in 3, Caden kind of gets reintroduced to the picture, and I'm like, I never even opened the door a crack for him. I'm like, no, we're just friends. I'm doing, and he says at one point, he's like, hey, I heard something's going on with you and Garrus, and I'm like, yep, yeah, totally. You were a real dick to me. We went our separate ways. Stuff with Garrus happened. Stuff with Garrus is going to keep happening. And that seemed like it was about as healthy as that breakup could have gone. And then we were sitting at the Citadel like 20 hours into Mass Effect 3. And he's just like, look, Shepard, I understand why you cheated. And I was just...
Cheated?
Excuse me?
Pick my job off the floor.
I did not cheat. And he's like, I know things weren't going well with us. I understand why you went to Garrus. And I'm like, no, go back. Cheated. You told me I have turned my back on humanity and joined the Reapers, and I need to get my life in order. And this is 2 years after the last time we slept together because everyone thought I was dead. That's a fucking that's a whiteboard wash. That's a clean slate. Now you guys tell me if I'm right or wrong.
No, Caden sucks. Caden and Ashley somehow both super fucking suck.
I wonder if they did that on purpose.
Yeah, maybe. Ashley's like a xenophobe.
More of a personality, but clearly a space racist.
Ashley is a person who has like at her Earth home, she probably has a Confederate flag up. Like Ashley is one of those types of people. Caden is like, I don't know. Caden is just too clingy. Caden is like,
he's boring.
Yeah, like you say, Shepard and Caden were broken up for an entire game, and he's still like, "Well, I've forgiven you for leaving me." You're like, what?
Like, if the dialogue option had been there, I'd want to be like, "You didn't sleep with anyone in the 2 years you thought I was dead."
No, did you?
Fucking handsome Caden Alenko.
Yeah, he just always tells you to get your life together, and then 2 years later, he's like, "You cheated on me."
He's always whining about his implants or whatever, his bionic things that make his brain hurt.
There's a really great moment in that Citadel DLC where him and Jacob and the guy from Mass Effect 3, the big guy, Freddie Prinze Jr. What's his name?
What is his name?
Wears the belt so he doesn't shit himself.
Yeah, he wears that belt so his rectum. No, not so he doesn't shit himself, so his rectum doesn't blow up.
So his rectum doesn't explode.
That's right.
All three of them were just fucking doing push-ups in the middle of the
Vega.
Vega.
Yeah, I got that scene. Yeah, they're just trying to out push up each other.
Yeah, and it was so funny because he's like, he's like chirping the other two for being biotic, and he's like, you know what biotics can't do? And then just like fucking pops a Hulk Hogan fucking pose. Look at me. This is physical physique. And then it gives you a chance to like support one of them. And I was playing a non-biotic Shepard. I was an infiltrator, and I was just like, I'm gonna have to go with James on this one. Fuck biotics. You can't replicate. Boom! Not a dry eye in the house. The thing I was going to tell you that I was wasting my time with was there's a point where you can call James up to the room and do while he's leaving. You have your whole like dialogue with him, and then you can see him leaving the apartment, and then you can see out of the corner of his eye. This is not in a cinematic mode. You're like freely walking, and he's freely walking, and he's heading towards the door, and you can see him like hard left turn and be like, "Oh shit!" and run in and start punching Anderson's punching bag. And then you can go in there and do pull-ups. And it's one pull-up. It's one pull-up for each trigger pull. And it's switching the trigger pulls. So you can't really just check out and mash whichever. And it's one for each sit-up. And he's telling you, my record is 182. And you can sit there and you can do 182. It took me almost 15 minutes of real time. That's not an exaggeration. And do 182 chin-ups. And after he's just like, wow, your arm's going to hurt tomorrow.
Got
one of the most unfulfilling video game moments of my life.
That reminds me of the whole fucking squatting thing in Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
Except longer and more pointless sounding.
Yes, it is definitely
like at least
longer.
The squatting thing, it was like something you had to do at some point to just advance the game, and this is just like strictly a side thing. You paid nothing from.
Just no acknowledgement for it either.
It's like sitting on a bench in like Animal Crossing or something, and just sitting there for the sake of sitting.
Yeah, those last 20 I was doing felt like I did another 180 right then. I was like, how fucking long have I been here? But I'd be a fool to stop now.
Shit.
We're proud of you.
Heck of a game.
Yeah.
Thank you.
These fucking audio levels. I don't know what's happening, but they're like all over the place today. Every time Andy
Was that me again?
No, Andy rejoined and was like mad loud for a second. I had to like crank him way down.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. I
shit.
took off
It's nothing.
the gain thing, so
Yeah, it's nothing. It's nobody's fault. This fucking thing.
I also switched. I think it might have been we bought a fancy new router here, so that our wireless connection's better. And the fellas set it up, and upon the end of setting it up, they said, "Fuck it, it's good enough." And then 5 days later, they said, "We need to do some more stuff with that router. It's not working very good." And fast forward to 2 weeks living in this new place, the router's still in the state of we need to fuck with that router some more. So I flipped over to just a Telus router, so hopefully it doesn't kick off now.
We might be back in studio soon-ish. I'm booked for my second shot on Sunday, I think. Yeah, I think I'm Sunday.
I might be getting a shot tomorrow.
Oh, sneak one in.
I might be. I'm
Oh,
not sure about this place.
spoiled.
Andy recommended me some sort of fucking back alley, goddamn.
Guy just opened
Shot
a
place that I'm
overcoat
looking at.
full of
Just off
syringes.
118.
It's
Yeah.
actually because I went and I got my I met some new neighbors here where I'm living now, and one of them works in this building, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they have some extra appointments at this place. You should check their schedule. You might be
Oh
able to get in."
shit!
So I did. So I actually went today and got it.
You got your second
And,
one already.
Yeah, I went and got it today.
Oh, shit.
So when I was in there, I told Brand, I'm sitting in the lobby, and I told Brando, I'm like, "Okay, here's the name of the pharmacy I'm at if you want to check if they got any more appointments or whatever." And then like 3 seconds later, Buddy, the pharmacist, picks up the phone or whatever and was talking to somebody clearly about they were asking about appointments for this, and he's like,
Tell him
"Oh,
I
yeah,
said
we're-
hey.
we're not doing any appointments until July." And I was about to text Brando, and Brando's like, "I just called them." I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, you already know then that they're not doing any more appointments till next month." So, but from what I heard from that conversation, the man told Brando, "If you want, there's usually cancellations. Call tomorrow sometime before 10, and I'll let you know what our situation is." So
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
So
I
I'm
heard
gonna do
that. I heard that second shot can be a bit of a doozy.
he said that any symptoms you had after the first one, they might be more amplified this time. So
Your
for
arm is going to
me-
fall off.
Yeah, that's what he said. Like, if you have a sore arm, your arm will probably be a little more sore this time. The shot itself going in hurt more, and that's probably maybe just the pharmacist. But like the first dude who did it didn't feel it. This
Yeah.
guy, he's like, "All right, deep breath," and like I fucking felt that bad boy go in.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the
because he
first one
told you. It's because he told you and you braced.
No, but well, he didn't tell me he was doing it. Like
The
he
deep
was
breath.
It
already-
could also just suck.
As soon as he says deep breath, you're like, you should have just done it. Why did it should be over by now?
I should clarify, he was already in the act of doing it as he said deep breath.
Oh, I
So
see. I see.
This guy, he was honestly quick. Like
He saw you. He saw you like.
Yeah, he probably said deep breath because you tensed up so
yeah,
hard.
I've-
exactly.
I've
So
given 15-year-old
Also-
girls the shot today, and they've done it fine. It was man. It was,
I,
it's a very painful shot, sir.
I also it was
We're
fantastic.
using the quarter inch.
Yeah,
It's, yeah, I probably gave me the big
ran
one.
out of kid size.
I was a big fan of this guy. He the building was very nice, by the way. It was just like it was weird though. It was a very weird pharmacy to like find and get into. It's just like one of those medical buildings. They got like physiotherapy and like massage places,
Oh, yeah.
just a whole bunch of shit going on in there. But he great sense of humor, and at one point he just started cracking jokes about anti-vaxxers and like fake online videos and stuff. And he's just like, my wife always tells me I probably shouldn't joke about this stuff with patients, but I always forget. I was like, you're good, man. Anybody who's in here getting this probably is not going to judge you for that.
Yeah, I'm a little apprehensive. I don't know. I traditionally, when I get sick, I traditionally get sick.
Mhm.
And haven't been sick in a long time. Like years now, almost 2 years it feels like. So
There's-
I worry that
Almost
There's
like
something
you stay
about-
indoors.
Kind of like the cheese thing that we were talking about. I think was on the podcast, but maybe it was on the Purge podcast. There's something about if you're gonna get sick, there's something about getting sick when you just got a shot, where you can just sit there and be like, "Yeah, it's
it's
fucking
working."
doing the thing."
Imagine how bad this would be if I didn't have this shot.
Yeah, exactly.
So all that said, who knows what's going to happen podcast-wise next week? We'll probably record before Sunday, but maybe I think Warren is getting his right around there too, so maybe we'll be dead for a week or something. Who knows?
Shall see.
What is happening in my house?
Working on the
Sorry.
router. This is the bang.
No, it's
There it
just,
goes.
I think Ian's probably chasing the dog right now, but it sounds like there's a stampede outside.
You been playing anything else, Brittle?
No,
Mass
I'm gonna. I
Effect.
have Ratchet and Clank downloaded, ready to fucking go. But I've been trying to finish Mass Effect for literally 3 days. I went in 3 days ago. I was like, I'm finishing this game tonight, and then I was like, oh, the Omega DLC is like 2.5 hours long, and then I went in last night, and well, yeah, but on top of like everything else I still had to do, I was just underestimated the length of that DLC, and then I literally got everything done and just had to do the Citadel DLC, and that one was like 4 hours. to
Yeah,
do
it's
everything
meaty.
that I wanted to do. So,
It's a lot longer than you think.
so then I woke up this morning. I fucking stormed Earth, and I think I'm literally like mid execution on a fucking Reaper right now on a
Hell
pause
yes.
screen. So,
Beauty.
What you been up to, Kyle?
I downloaded Battlefield 1 on the Game Pass.
Heck of a
Just been
game.
Playing that. Heck of a game.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
It's a good
It's
game.
a lot of fun.
It's
It's,
got,
a different pace than the other ones.
Yeah, it's got really chunky sounding guns. Everything kind of like goes kunk, 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 kunk. Like everything has a
Yeah.
real slow, kind of hefty way to fire to it.
Yeah, yeah. The visuals are good too. It's nice to be in like a totally separate universe than the modern stuff right now.
Yeah, people like die horribly when they're on fire in that game in a way that is probably way too realistic, and like it's all
There's
everything is
something about-
muddy and covered in shit all the time.
There's something about watching an armored train roll across the map and a cavalry guy just swinging his sword around this armored train that's lobbing artillery shells all over the map. It's funny. I'm having a good time with it though.
Yeah, I really like Battlefield 1. It had the like that train thing. It had the like the come from behind mechanic or whatever it was, right? Where on certain maps,
Yeah.
if you're down, you'll get like a train or the Zeppelin or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
excuse me.
can you guys hear me like something going on in my gut and throat?
No.
No, good right now. I ate a little.
Yeah, it's one of those, and it's like starting at my bowels and then fucking coming all the way up and
Oh,
stopping
boy.
my heart on the way through.
Stopping in your heart. Did you see that Battlefield 2042? I don't know actually know the title of
Yeah,
it.
2042.
That
Yeah.
sounds right.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks like things levolved. It looks like things
Yeah.
levolved in that game. They knocked a big
Um,
crane down.
I would like to play a Battlefield game where I am not shooting people.
What, like you're shooting
Like
animals?
whatever those fucking goo things are. I'm into shooting whatever those fucking goo things are. No, sorry, I'm thinking of Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
gonna
you're
say
thinking of
that's the
Extraction.
aliens
Yeah.
in Rainbow
Yeah.
Six.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Battlefield game, you're definitely shooting at other people still.
Yeah, yeah. What we might as well we'll real fast get through maybe what everybody's played here, unless they have any key thoughts or something to get out, hot takes as it were, because we got a lot
Andy,
of E3
give me a
stuff to
hot
get
take.
through. Hot take, Andy. What you been playing?
Hot take for me.
What you been playing? Yep.
Well,
First
yeah, I
game
wanna talk-
followed by take.
I want to.
Just
I
preheat the
played-
oven here for this one.
Sorry, I'm
Mm.
lost. So you just okay? I'm gonna talk about the games I played.
He's rattled. We fucking rattled him.
Well, I just didn't
For
know
a
you
radio
wanted to-
professional, you sure are bad at being put on the spot.
Yeah, I am.
So am I. Don't worry.
but no-
So
So
am
am I.
I.
No, I'm not high.
Look
I
right
just,
into your camera.
You
I
sound.
thought you were gonna skip me and just start talking about E3 stuff. And
It's
I was
like
like,
when,
I got
uh,
stuff I want to talk about.
It's like
Show me
when
your eye.
someone's like, "Do the voice," and then you're like, "I'm not doing it. Fuck off." It's
I always
exactly
just
like
my
that.
immediate response to that, especially because I do like Facebook. I'll do like TikTok lives or Facebook lives. If somebody asks me to do something, I yell at them and I say, "This isn't a fucking zoo,"
Yeah.
and then I
yeah.
don't do it.
I'm not a piece of meat.
Yeah. What do you think this is? What am I? No, well, I've said that before, but nobody's got mad at me for that. So yeah, anyways, I downloaded a game a couple weeks ago. I haven't played a ton of it yet, but it's kind of fun. It's right up my alley. Cozy Grove, which is a decent little like Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, whatever you want to call those games. A chore
Farm
game, as Brando would call it.
simulators.
And
Life
it's
sims.
actually,
is like-
Life sims.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's really cute. I like it. You're a little scout, and you go to this island.
Spirit
a-
Scout.
Oh, okay, like a Boy
Yeah.
Scout.
Yeah, except
Just with
you're
less-
called a spirit scout. Yeah.
less,
So
child sexual abuse, hopefully.
what?
Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind, Andy.
Took a dark turn.
So
The Boy Scouts
you're
are fucked. The Boy Scouts of America are fucked. Go look it up.
okay.
No,
Anyways,
you're a spirit scout.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not the
this-
Spirit Scouts.
this
Well,
is
that's what I'm
fucked.
saying.
I'm
They're
sure-
like the Boy Scouts with less rape.
I'm sure nothing bad happens in the cabin of the Spirit Scouts.
Yeah.
Nothing can happen because you're all by yourself on the island. So you go to this island, you're by yourself, you're a spirit scout, and the island has ghosts.
You said I was by
Which-
myself. Now there's ghosts. Which is it? The story's inconsistent.
Yeah,
So
nothing
you're-
bad can happen on this island with ghosts.
You're not around any other humans. You're the only
Okay,
scout.
fair enough. Living.
So you're
all
the only
right.
spirit scout. This island is full of ghosts, and the ghosts are what's the word you use when they're like unsettled or they have unfinished business?
They're yeah, I know what you like.
Mad.
Not like malignant, but what's
They
the
just-
opposite of benevolent? They're
Malicious.
Benevolent.
malicious. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They wish malice upon you.
So
Malevolent.
well, no, because if they wish malice, does that make them bad?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the ghosts
Yeah.
aren't bad.
Okay.
They are just they can't rest in peace because they have
Mm,
unfinished
They're
business
restless.
on the island, but they don't know what it is. So they're just existing. Other spirit scouts have come and hadn't worked out for them to try
Is there-
to.
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't think that they made it. 'Cause
Okay.
you have to
Oh,
like
shit.
you know-
Some of these spirits you're talking to might be former scouts.
no, they could be, yeah. I haven't
Like
met
selling
any yet.
brochures to this island and be like, we've
Called-
had some scouts here in
Cozy-
the past. It didn't
Cozy
really work out
Grove.
for them.
America's murder capital.
Yeah, like it was giving me Night in the Wood vibes from the story right off the
Ooh,
bat.
shit,
Like very
yeah.
kind of weird and mysterious, but not quite as. I don't think it's going to take that direction. I think it is a very like friendly game, but and I think these scouts just didn't like make it per se because you have to actually like survive out there, right? And part of surviving is you slowly build up your camp by talking to these ghosts, and it's essentially it just asks you to do some crap. You go and do it. They'll give you like spirit logs. You feed these spirit logs to your fire grows, and it eventually it gives you more information of more ghosts to find. Like, hey, there's this sailor ghost that's washed up on the beach. You should go talk to him and see what the hell his deal is. And so far, all the ghosts have been like they're all bears, which I don't fully
yeah.
get why that's necessarily the case. But
Are
they're
you a
all-
human?
They're all variants of
yeah, you're a
bears,
little tiny human, but they're all bears. So like the
Mhm.
park ranger's a bear, the guy who runs the market is a bear, the
Kit.
the
Yeah.
sailor is like a bear hybrid with something else.
Maybe it's like Spirit Fair, where all the spirits are animals, even though you yourself are a person. Remember, like Uncle Toad and
Mhm.
that weird, sexy deer lady.
It was a great fucking game.
Yeah, I never played that one, but that could very well be the case. They never said exactly, like all it said was be careful on this island, there's bears, and then all the bears are fucking ghosts. So
Oh
whether-
God,
whether or
ghost
not-
bears!
whether or not it's like Animal Crossing where they're just like, they're just animals that were like part of people, or what the deal is, I don't know yet, so I'm still playing.
Wait, what's
But
the
it's
deal
fun.
with Animal Crossing, where animals were once people?
No, like the animals are just like, a
Oh
part
yeah,
of
yeah. I'm
civilization.
with
Like-
everyone
like Bo-
presumably is an animal.
Yeah, like
I
BoJack
thought you were
Horseman,
dropping
right?
some
It's just-
lore.
Yeah, so did
that
I.
was
I'm like,
gonna change my
whoa.
life.
Tom Nook did what?
No, yeah, Tom Nook, like if you don't pay that fucking rent, guess
There
what?
used to be 4 kids.
Yeah. Fuck, those kids are fantastic. So yeah, anyways, that's about as far as I've gotten. I still got to play a little bit more, but it's cute. It's fun. It's a collector game though, and very Animal Crossing-ish, but it seems like it
all.
has, and from what I've read about it, it's got a decent little story surrounding it. So that's kind of what I'm looking for playing when it comes to it. Is
It's all real time as well. Yeah.
oh, is it? I
Like,
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
my
you
guy's
can
dead
only
now, then.
collect a certain amount of things in a day. My missus has been heavy into that game for the last like few weeks. Actually, she plays it every day because it's
Oh,
one
nice.
of those things where you go around, collect stuff on the island, and you are talking to bears, different variants of bears. There's like a corn on the cob bear.
Yeah, like
It's,
they're
really cool.
Yeah, they're like hybrids and
Yeah.
odd, but I'm into it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
and
a very
Sorry, so when you
very
say
chill
it's
game.
real time, are you talking like a Tamagotchi where if you don't turn it on and feed it in 5 minutes, you die?
Yeah,
No,
if I
there's-
don't log in to water my crops, do my crops die?
No, but you won't progress further because like there's daily quests, daily things you can do, and if you just don't,
But when
if you don't
it's
do them, then you miss out on that day's worth of progress.
but when it's
Okay.
11 p.m. in real life, is or whatever, it's 11 p.m. in the game. Like a 24-hour day in the
exactly,
game.
exactly,
And 24.
yeah.
I see.
And it's a day and night cycle in the game as well. So if you're playing it in the day, it's daytime on your island. If you're playing it at night, it's nighttime on your island.
I
Okay, yeah,
wonder
so
if
that's
like different things during the day and night, like that game we were just talking about, Stardew Valley.
It's seasonal. I know month to month the fish change depending on the seasons and what grows on the island as well.
So that's a very Animal Crossing aspect that it has then.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to fire it up some more and dive in because even stuff you're saying, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know that yet. So
Yeah.
the
What's that one called?
Cozy
Cozy
Grove.
Grove.
and the last thing I'll say about it is one of the main things that attracted me to it is I thought it had a really cute art style, nice art style on it. And very,
Looks hand drawn.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really
It
nice.
reminds
It's
me
really
a lot
appealing.
of Don't Starve. That
Yeah.
kind of like hand drawn, top down.
They've also I don't know necessarily how many people may necessarily notice this. This might just be a me thing, but I really enjoy the way the movement and the navigating works in that game around obstacles and stuff. Like it's very cluttered looking. It looks like an island in a cluttered like forest, but you're not constantly getting annoyed by the rocks and the trees and stuff like that. Like the way you can move kind of through them, it still feels like you're not passing through everything. It still feels natural, but it's not like you're
Yeah.
ever obstructed by anything in a way where it's like, oh my God, I just need to go get this fucking stick and I can't get around this bush or something like that.
Animal
Like
Yeah, your
Crossing had
character
that
just
big
kinda, like,
time.
We'll just do like
Yeah.
little dodges and movements around the rocks and tree lines and stuff. It's
Yeah.
really, really well done.
like there'll be like a whole like pile of rocks or something like that, and you can like somehow find your way through it in a way that it doesn't like take you out of the game, like you're just ghosting through stuff, but it's
Yeah.
not fucking annoying to try to like navigate that place.
It's
I think
also
it's a single developer as well.
like single,
really? That's
single
cool.
person.
Yeah, I think so.
Like starting.
Really?
I believe so. Yeah.
Let's see. It's developed by Spry Fox. What's the story with Spry Fox? Yeah, I can't. I'm not able to find It's not that I take your word for it. Can't find it quick enough to.
Don't take my word for it.
I'll take your word
I'll
for it.
Take it with a grain of salt.
I mean,
I'm not calling you a liar, but it didn't pop up in the first Google results, so I'm pretty sure you're lying.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, like, because somebody made Stardew Valley on their own, but you also might be mistaking the Stardew Valley guy for this, maybe, Kyle.
Yeah, maybe.
It's cheap also. It's only $17.49 Canadian, so probably $15 American.
Yeah.
On Switch as well.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
that's-
It's probably full price on Switch.
No, it's cheaper on Switch than Xbox.
Cozy.
it
Cheaper
is a
on
very-
Switch than Xbox?
Yep.
Oh,
When I
wow.
checked, when I got it, anyways.
Oh yeah, it's see what it is on the eShop here. So that Nintendo's really weird with their pricing.
hmm
Uh,
It is also very much so. a
19.
Switch-
Oh, $16.99 is actually, yeah, you save yourself 20 cents or whatever.
Yeah, but it is very much so a Switch game. Like if that game was a little more expensive on Switch, I would still buy it on Switch because that is just the perfect
That's
platform for it.
perfect.
So.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
it benefits from a mouse and keyboard though? That was kind of my problem with. I got Stardew Valley on Switch and sort of much preferred it with the keyboard and mouse. I found everything so fucking tedious on the Switch.
Yes, I will agree. I found it a lot more difficult on Switch to get used to that, and it definitely was more convenient with the PC. This game, it's not so much like the amount of inventory management you have to do in Stardew Valley is so much higher just because you're managing
Yeah.
crops and a whole bunch of different shit like that.
Yeah.
This game, you're picking up fucking sticks. You're walking over to the guy that wants the sticks. You're giving him the sticks. You get a log. Like there's not as much like I got to have all these beets and vegetables, and I got a cake I got to give to my wife, and then I got like 3 different types of ore out of the mine that I got to go to the blacksmith and then get turned in, and then I got this bunch of shit I got to take to the town hall later. Like it's not as much of a management as Stardew is.
It's just you out there on an island with some ghost bears.
Bunch of ghost bears.
Yeah, hoping you don't die
Hybrid
like the
ghost
rest of the
bears.
scouts.
It didn't work
And-
out for the other spirit scouts.
Yeah, whatever
All
that meant.
All
That's not how they
required
worded it in the game, or it actually might have been how they worded it in the game. They made it very like mysterious sounding in a way where I was like, "This is kind of creepy."
Yeah.
for a
And all
friendly,
that's
happy
required all that's required to progress the game is just to play it. Like you don't have to do all this strategizing, trying to figure out what you can farm, what you can harvest better, quicker, faster. It's just literally play the game, do
Yeah,
the daily quests you can, and put her down.
It's Animal Crossing with like a story, essentially. That's, you know, and a different look.
Cozy Grove.
Cute game.
Yeah. Anyone got anything else here that they played? Do you want to talk about?
I could throw something else out there. We won't talk about it too much because it's an old game, but I fired up Horizon Zero Dawn.
Woo!
Oh, fucking
So,
baby.
yeah, I've been enjoying that, but we won't talk about it too much. I can go over a full thing once I actually finish the whole thing, but I really like that world. It's cool. I'm a fan of unique kind of environments and stories, and this one's really grabbing me because of that. I got
What
past,
difficulty you playing on?
I'm just playing on normal, keeping it nice and simple. So, and I think that was the right call because I am super fucking sloppy with that combat, but I'm having fun with it, and especially once you start leveling stuff up and you start getting like stealth kills and different things like that.
There's some fun weapons in that game too that you get.
Yeah, when I was like looking through the skill tree, it would just like show a side window of her like using a weapon that was affected by the skill, and I'm looking at the weapon. I'm like, wow, I thought this game was just like bows and arrows and shit. So I'm looking forward to...
They shouldn't let you see abilities there. No. I guess if you
like
want to
that.
know, like, well, if I want to work my way through a tree to something, maybe I want to know what it does before I put that time in. But
yeah, but I mean, it would be nice if I didn't have to see a weapon in that form that I haven't seen yet. But at the same point, whatever. I mean, there's the one point in the game you pick up a machine gun and then you're like, oh, okay.
It's a cool surprise. Cool surprise when you get a new weapon. You're like, whoa, this thing's wild.
Yeah, so it's cool. I like it, and I like kind of those like, you know, tactical stealth, choose how you want to enter a battle type games, and this it's very unique when it comes to the, you know, different weapons and stuff and different ways that you can approach a fight. So I'm excited to play more of it. It's cool.
I think those monsters look so fucking cool. Have you seen one of the big towers yet?
Yeah, like where you go up top and then you
big
scan
like
the area.
Flat like satellite dome head, satellite dish shaped head.
Scared the crap out of me, and then it also
so
it reminded me of the of course they don't move, but like the Breath of the Wild towers too. So I was like, oh fuck, here we go. I gotta fucking climb something again, and these are probably gonna get harder to climb as I go.
You can get those fucking giant dinosaurs in Death Stranding.
Yeah. Oh, saw some Death Stranding this week. Anybody got anything else here? Should we take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk some E3?
Quick break and come back and talk about some E3.
Xbox Game Pass, get Darkest Dungeon and Solasta.
Noted.
Do it.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll see you on the other side of this musical break. Gentlemen, speaking of video games.
Ooh, that's why you're the host.
Woo! Professional. You gotta go to 2 years of radio college and pay a lot of money to learn how to do that. I'm just gonna pull up a list here. We'll start at the beginning, I suppose. I'm a day behind also. So as of this podcast, which will probably come up on Tuesday, we will not have Monday or Tuesday's E3 coverage yet.
Monday was pretty light, wasn't it?
Yeah, there wasn't a ton. I mean, I didn't see any huge announcements. I didn't watch the shows, but it didn't seem like anything.
The PC game show might have been today, and
yeah, that thing's usually a fucking bunch of garbage. I'm not very good.
Does 2K have a show? If 2K has
that
a
was
show,
today.
It was probably today.
Yeah, that was happening today. Devolver? Did Devolver go already?
Devolver went.
Okay, never mind.
They had a little one.
Banger,
man, a lot of fucking, lot of stories here. Goodness.
Goodness.
Where to start? Ubisoft, I guess, was the first conference, right?
Yep.
Ubisoft's Forward. No mention of any of the goings-ons at Ubisoft. They stuck strictly to games. Let's see. Rainbow Six Extraction was the first thing, formerly known as Rainbow Six Quarantine.
If I haven't said it before, I'm very excited to not shoot people in Rainbow Six.
This is the year of the co-op shooter. Year of the 4-person. I don't know how many people this is. Maybe 5 like Siege. But year of the X-person co-op shooter. In this one, you're shooting aliens.
It's a great co-op shooter to make a co-op shooter, though.
Yeah, totally. People really dug that, myself included, really dug that zombie mode, that Halloween thing, which might have been called Quarantine.
And these are the co-op versus like AI, right?
Yeah,
These are
yeah.
not-
PvE
Yeah.
co-op experience where you and up to 2 other players. This is a 3-person co-op game. Comprised of Rainbow Six operators, yada 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 yada. They showed Rocksmith Plus, which is wild. A new
Mhm.
Rocksmith,
Hell
which is
yeah.
dope.
That seems like something that might potentially exist in your guys' apartment.
Hell yeah. I like the original Rocksmith a lot. I had it on 360. I still have the guitar here. That
Did they mention if that guitar carries over?
the guitar would. It'd be the cable. The guitar is just a guitar. It's just a
Right.
Epiphone electric guitar. But the probably need a new cable. Well, so I'm glad you asked, Brandon, because they showed a lot of ways you can connect this. It connects now to. Now that I think about this, I'm a little bit unclear. I don't know if you can still do the real cable, the real tone thing where you just plug it in and it's like reading the signals. Now you play it into a microphone of some kind, be it your phone they show, a laptop, basically, presumably anything that can run Rocksmith, a console with Connect, I don't know. But it uses the microphone to just listen to your guitar so you can use an acoustic guitar. You know, you don't physically need to be plugged in, it seems, which is pretty cool. They have a like subscription service to go along with it, and new songs, DLC, yada yada yada.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
People want to learn how to play guitar, and what better way than with like weekly lesson pricing or something?
Yeah, it's cool, and like the thing I liked about it, the hardest part of learning guitar for me was like being in a class with literal children, literal 5 and 6-year-olds, other adults also, but like these 5-year-olds who can just fucking shred, and then there's me who's like conk 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 conk. So at least this way you can do it in the like
that
privacy
Picking
of
Up
your
the
own
Ball Game?
home. Yeah, that's what
For
that
sure.
was. Yeah, the CCR, put me in, coach. That one. They showed Riders Republic. Stop me here, by the way, if anybody wants to talk about any of these in more detail.
I will.
'kay.
I thought Riders Republic was my favorite thing I saw at Ubisoft.
I'm
In fact, I got on the other end of that conference and said, Riders Republic might be the only thing I spend money on at this whole press conference.
opened up with what's the Offspring?
Yes. No, I don't know.
I'm gonna turn the volume up a little bit.
Thrill seekers. This is
That's not Offspring. It looks like Steep, but what if? I mean, the trailer shows a bunch of fucking people in like one little track, like interacting with each other in a way
Right.
that I don't
It
think
looks
this.
like the next logical step from Steep, where it's like it feels it. I mean, you can only tell so much from a trailer, but it looks bigger
Yeah.
than Steep.
Looks like it's a
it
hub
looks
world.
way more diverse than Steep.
Like totally, this like what I'm seeing in this trailer looks 1,000%. It is a hub world. This person's walking around now, and
Yeah.
like somebody on a like wingsuit just face planted in front of them out of nowhere, which is super stupid and awesome.
Yeah. Stupid and awesome. That's the words.
Yeah. This looks all right. This guy's got like smoke, rainbow smoke coming off of his mask.
The
And-
snowboarding really reminds me of SSX Tricky.
There's some kind of what is the line? So they're doing tricks and there's like a blue. Oh, when your team is turned blue, you capture that district. Okay, it's a game mode. You and a teammate like you do a trick and it forms a chain between you, and then you use that chain to like paint territory. This thing seems dope. I
kind of want to do like tricks on a bicycle. I
Yeah,
can't
in
remember the last
first
time I
person.
played a game with
Ah!
tricks on a bicycle.
This is how I die. This trailer is like first person BMXing down this mountain. This looks dope. Steep, I also thought looked dope, and it was not great.
Right.
Not
So
my
who
thing.
knows?
So
But
this, yeah, it
Brings
looks like
back
they're
the snowboarding game.
it looks like they're embracing the like level of stupidity that I totally want them to. Wild. This looks crazy. There's like a Skyrim open world style compass on the top of this fucking downhill biking game. Wild. What else is happening?
that's honestly like, let's rattle through them for sure, because I think everyone will have their things, but not a lot else at this press conference. You caught my eye.
It showed some. I think it's a new siege operator. They had like a kind of an animation, I think, to kind of set up their backstory. They showed Just Dance 2022. No Panda this year.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks. I hate Just Dance.
Big
No,
miss.
no Panda. No thanks.
Yep.
Some is it Ireland DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla? I think.
Well,
Wrath of the
Ireland
Druids?
DLC is already out. It might be more Ireland DLC.
Is Wrath of the Druids the one that's already out or coming up here? Oh,
Wrath of the
second year of
Druids
content
sounds pretty
announced.
Irish.
Okay. Second year of content announced. Great. I'm very, very cynical about the way they monetize those Assassin's Creed games, so I'm maybe not the right person to ask about this, but more Assassin's Creed if you like that on the way. Super
Same.
cynical. They showed a bunch of their Ubisoft film and television stuff, which I forgot Mythic Quest was a thing, but I don't know. I thought I wanted to watch it when I saw the trailer for the first season, and now that I've seen what looks like the trailer for the second season, I don't think I need to. I'm good. Werewolves Within, which is apparently a Ubisoft VR game, is getting a feature film and season 2. Today during the Ubisoft Forward yada 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 event, revealed new trailers for the upcoming feature film Werewolves Within, and for season 2. Oh, I see. For season 2 of the Apple TV Plus comedy Mythic Quest. Got it. So there's a Werewolves Within film, which actually looks way better than it has any right to be, and a second season of Mythic Quest. They showed Far Cry 6, which looks like a Far Cry game.
I might play that.
Yeah,
It
Giancarlo.
depends- That's very much depends on my mood game, where I'll either get it and spend 50 hours playing it, or not even think about it the whole time it comes out.
I think this is season pass they showed, where you're going to play as the villain from 3, from 4, and from 5, doing something, presumably. The only one... Actually, I remember Voss and Peg and Min. Oh, Joseph Seed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I do remember all these. To their credit, they have memorable villains.
Yes.
I think some of my favorite content from those games are like the bug clips that you get,
Yeah.
the bug reels on YouTube, just like cars flipping around all over the place. It's
I
a heck of a game.
I like burning the weed fields.
That's right.
In 3. Man, they should have done a sidebar. There's a whole thing. I don't think I'm the only one who thinks like this. In Far
We
Cry
could talk
3,
for hours about what they should have done.
right?
in
Whereas like a
3.
whole Fight Club thing where Voss was like in your head and you were Voss the whole time because you were like having sex with that lady that made no sense. And then you turn into a fucking tiger at the end of that game. That game
Do you
gets
think it was-
weird.
Do you think it was too close to Fight Club?
Honestly, yes. I think that might have been like. There's totally a way to do that, but it's such a. Even then, it was a like, this character doesn't exist. Like that's
Right.
that's a trope.
It would have like worked hook, line, and sinker for me because I did not watch Fight Club for the first time until after I played that game. But
Yeah, it still would have got me. It would have been better than the literal nothing they did. Like I don't know. And then Voss disappeared, and we never. I guess he got shot. Disappointing. They showed this is a sequel, I think, right? A full sequel to Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that got me excited there. I really liked that first game. That game going into that was very much so a game where I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And then I played it and I was like, wow, this combat's actually kind of fun, and these weapons and stuff are all really cool, and they had some neat ideas. Never thought that they'd ever make a second one, and I'm very excited that they are because yeah, that first one was a lot of fun. And I haven't played that Donkey Kong DLC on the first one, which was also apparently pretty good. So I'm going to play that. And then I'm
Who is this? Here, I think I can put this up in the call maybe. Who is this black-haired rabbit like beside Peach on the front of the shot they showed? Like
That's
green,
a new one.
green
It's got, like,
eyebrows.
does it have like the green streak through its hair and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That's a mystery. So I don't think it's related to anything in the Mario Kingdom. It's probably Rabbit Kingdom related.
An
or something.
original rabbit character?
Yeah.
What?
I
Why?
won't stand for
Rabbids plus what? That's Rabbids plus nothing, though. It's got a gun. That you tell me that's not like a known video game. You're telling me that's not.
I'm sure
It could be.
It's not one of the Bowser kids or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Who knows?
Who's the one that
Like,
like?
you can ask us as many times as you want. We're not going to figure it out.
Lemmy? Is it Lemmy who's got the big hair that kind of goes like that?
Ludwig has the big blue hair. Yeah.
It would be weird if they modeled it after one of the Bowser kids and made it the main villain or main something. Like just
Ludwig's
one Bowser
time.
kid.
I've been saying for years. Ludwig is push Ludwig. All right, put him over. That guy's been huge.
You don't got to tell me.
That guy's
twice.
been fucking huge for years.
Ludwig von Koopa.
Who did someone?
Von
What is Van
Koopa.
Halen's full name? Ludwig Van Halen, I think. Right? He's a Ludwig.
Eddie
Must
Van
be.
Halen?
It's Eddie Van Halen, isn't it?
No, got to be
So-
Ludwig.
I think
One
it's.
of the
I think
other
it's. I
Van
think.
Halen.
I don't think
Van
we should
Halen
look
is
it
a
up,
god.
but I'm pretty confident it's Ludwig Van
I think it's
Halen.
I think it's Ludwig Van Halen. Yeah. He was born. Oh, it's Edward Eddie Ludwig Van Halen. So I don't know if he was born Ludwig or what.
Oh, I thought
but-
you were doing a bit.
No. It wasn't a bit, but I like Warren told me that like Eddie is a show name, and I just for some reason Ludwig Van Halen to me was the funniest fucking thing. Van Halen. I can't think of any Van Halen songs. Jump.
God for teacher.
Jump, the worst
Jump,
one.
Hot for Teacher.
Do
Run
they
with
do
the
Jump?
Devil.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Hot for Teacher, Running with the Devil. Yeah, okay. Photograph.
No, it's
That's
Def
they do-
Nickelback.
No. Are those songs both called Photograph? You know which song I mean, right, Andy?
From Van Halen?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know they had a song called Photograph. Def
At
Leppard
least
has a
not
song
called.
called
No,
It's-
they do
Photograph.
that's what I'm
Photograph
thinking
every
of.
time
I'm
I do,
thinking.
it
Of,
makes
I'm
me
thinking
laugh.
of Def Leppard. Yeah. Look at this graph. Guys are
That's
making an
Nickelback.
Avatar game. Let's get back to the real meat and potatoes here.
Avatar.
They're
game,
making a
yeah.
James Cameron Avatar game. I will watch the trailer now. Here we go. I'm just gonna skim
I-
through.
I'm gonna just say one thing. I'm just gonna say one thing.
Mhm.
We can move on.
All right.
What if the Avatar game is good?
What if it's in the Snowdrop engine, which is the Division engine?
I can see it being all right if it's just like faction versus faction. You got Navi.
I
versus
kind of
humans.
could too. Like
Make
my brain is saying it won't be. It's a licensed fucking Avatar game. But I was looking at it and I was like, I could see where the fun is.
It kind of looks
What if
like
it's just
Horizon.
Battlefield.
You know,
Huh?
it looks like big.
with Avatar.
Looks like
Big
really.
fucking tail dragon.
Yeah,
fucking-
like really huge creatures that like a monster hunter type of thing.
Could be it.
What are the name of the blue people? What's their
the
The
Navi.
the Navi? That's right. Oh, and
the
I see those
Navi.
mechs. I see those big
Navi,
fucking
Navi.
mech
Navi's
Well,
from
I am-
Zelda. Navi's from the movie.
I am far from a Avatar mark, but I will say that I went to the like Avatar world they made in Disney World,
Mhm.
And it is one of the most unbelievable feats of human engineering I've ever seen in my life.
The dragon
Perfect.
breathes. I remember you saying the dragon breathes.
They make the fucking mountains float.
They make the mountains float.
Yeah, like they got the like sky mountains in that movie,
Yeah.
like islands
Oh,
floating, and they
yeah,
like
yeah.
they make that in a way that's like it's clearly all connected through like
Magnets or some shit.
no, like it's all connected to the ground somehow, but it's like the physics behind it where it's like one very small like tree branch will be connecting one of the big islands to the other. There's a thing on it.
Cool.
There's a special about it on Disney Plus, which
about the ride specifically.
no. So this is what I'm talking about now is the like the entire like world. Like there's a section of Disney World that is entirely Avatar themed.
Pandora,
ride-
or that's the planet, right? Pandora.
That's
yeah.
exactly right. Yeah. And then the ride is really, really cool in there. But just even the experience of walking around it and how it changes from day to night is like I try not to mark out too much for Disney because my God, they're fucking a buttload of issues with that company, and one day they'll rule everything. But fuck, you ever find yourself wandering around Disney World? I'm like just like sensory overload.
Yeah, I want to go to Star Wars Town. This game looks well
Oh.
made. This Frontiers of Pandora looks well made.
Yeah, it does.
Also,
Surprising.
Pandora is the name of the planet in Borderlands and probably 20 million other sci-fi things. If you need a planet, name it Pandora.
And I just personally think that it is okay to both be interested in the Avatar video game and think they should not make 4 more in the next 5 years.
Yeah, hell yeah. This looks like a well-made game. I don't know anything about like what it plays. This looks like a cutscene, basically a 4-minute cutscene, but it's real pretty looking. Is that the end?
Just like Andy.
Just like Andy. Like ordering a pie and finding there's no filling. Is that the end? I lost my place here. I think that might be the last of the Ubisoft news. Andy, is there something on your mind?
What did that mean? Like ordering a pie and finding out there's no filling? What?
You should
He's
watch The
calling
Witcher.
you dumb.
You should watch The Witcher.
I did watch The Witcher.
And see Geralt burns Yaskier with that. Ask him to tell him what he really thinks about his singing. Anyways,
Oh,
I think that's it. I think I pretty much summed up all of E3. except for the Microsoft and
I was gonna
Bethesda
say, I think Microsoft did some stuff,
conference. Let's see.
Microsoft was good. I got
here.
thoughts about Microsoft.
So did I. Microsoft was good. My key takeaway from Microsoft was, holy shit, is there a lot of stuff on Game Pass now, or
Yeah.
will be soon.
I think maybe just we'll talk about that up front because I was kind of talking about this with Warren a little bit about how there was no. We kind of talked about how there was no like, oh my god, holy shit moment in that press conference,
Mhm.
which I don't know what that is anymore as a 31-year-old video game player.
Yeah.
Who still gets excited for E3. But it wasn't there. That moment did not happen at E3. But there was just something.
I kind of
At
had
the-
one of those, but not like a like, I'm so excited. I had a just like, we'll get to it.
Can't believe what I just saw.
Yeah.
I think they're eventually going to have to bump that price of Game Pass up because boy, oh boy, when I got through that press conference and they were rattling off the dates of that stuff came out and they're like debuting on Game Pass, I was like,
Everything pretty
it
much.
might be the best deal on anything I have in my life. As a man who really, really wishes he had more good deals in his life and not things that I'm like, well, I'm paying way too much for this fucking thing. I came out of that Microsoft press conference being like, maybe I should just get rid of everything in the world except for Game Pass.
I might not have to ever buy another game again.
Yeah.
I always wonder where like the kind of over-unders with that stuff, where they must be making money, or like maybe enough people, or what's the way to put it? I think the people like you and I who save money from it are definitely in the minority. The people who buy enough games consistently enough over an entire life of a console. Like a lot of people get a new console, buy a bunch of games and forget about it. Like I could see how they're doing okay just from every single month getting
Like they have to be getting value on their end from some other people because they are
Totally.
not getting it from me.
Totally. Or, maybe it's like implied, maybe it's the future value. More people in the Xbox ecosystem means more people on Game Pass, means more
Right.
exclusives, so on and so forth.
Yeah,
People
for
buy
sure.
hardware to be able to use the Game
Yeah,
Pass.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Speaking of exclusives, Starfield, they confirmed, would be an Xbox exclusive.
I will get hype for that game that I know nothing about.
They, I guess there was, I didn't read too much into this, but I guess Todd Howard did a bit of a behind-the-scenes look and very much described it as Skyrim in space. One of those games that they make, but in space.
It was funny to hear him say that because it was that was like the eye-rolly thing I was telling anyone who asked me about it, where I'm like, well, I don't want to minimize it. And
Todd's not even the
reduce it to-
Skyrim guy. Todd's the Fallout guy.
We already got Fallout in space though, and it was Outer Worlds.
Yeah, we got a second one announced. Might as well hit that right now. Outer Worlds 2. They just had a trailer. I don't know. I don't care for the style of humor that much in Outer Worlds, and that trailer was that times 1,000.
I
Oh
really
really?
enjoyed
I
that.
fucking loved that trailer.
Yeah, I thought that was very, very, very good.
I also
I feel
really
like-
didn't like Outer Worlds very much either, so I was ready to check out.
You
from
took
the
a hard
beginning.
turn on that too, didn't you? Because I feel like
Yeah.
we got halfway through that game, and you and me were both talking about it like we liked it a lot, and then at some point it fell off.
And this is a very common complaint if you read through the reviews. It is front loaded with a lot of good stuff, and then just kind of trails off into mediocrity. It feels like.
So I didn't think it trailed off at all. I thought it just was way smaller than I thought it was going to be, which I didn't discover until the end. Like I got to the end and I'm like, oh shit, that's the world, eh? Which was a positive and a negative.
Yeah. What was Ashley Birch's character in that? She's the mechanic.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
yeah,
Pavardi?
Pavardi.
Something like
I think
that?
it is
Yeah,
Pavardi. I
that's
think
it,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Her or their quest stuff was incredible and like amazingly well written, but that is like literally the first thing you do when the world opens up is like, here's my side mission, and I don't know.
She's got a lot of stuff all the way to the end of the game though.
Yeah, she's a very good character. I don't really like Fallout.
The robot
and,
kinda sucked.
So I don't.
It was also funny.
I'm squinting. If you're not watching the video version, I'm scrunching my face up like I just bit into a lemon. That's how I feel about.
Yeah, that's a shame. I thought that was a really good game.
It's probably an excellent one of those. If they released another Fallout today, I don't think I'd play it. That's not true. I would wait to steal it from somebody.
Just come out on Game Pass.
Yeah, that's true enough. We got to look at something called Contraband, which just had a like CG trailer that you appear to maybe you'll steal something. It was super vague, but that's from Avalanche, the folks who made Just Cause. What is Brando doing? Is that a beer? What is that? Oh, a charger. I'll wait for Brando to put his headphones on for this one. They showed Party Animals, which looks dope. A sort of like a physics brawler. Sort of looked like Andy, what's that game that you and I play where it's like most extreme challenge? You're all the little beans, 24 beans, 30 beans, all running.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. It looks like sort of looked like Fall Guys, where like Fall Guys meets Smash Brothers. Gang Beasts. If you've seen that game, Human Fall Flat is another one of those.
I
And
always wanted to get into Gang Beasts, and I never did.
Party Animals might be the one for us.
Like
They
that big pig.
They showed the Sea of Thieves expansion, which I should look this up. So it has Jack Sparrow, capital TM Jack Sparrow himself. I'm like 99% sure that's the same actor who plays Jack Sparrow in the fucking stupid WrestleMania thing they've been doing the last 2 years, where for no reason, sorry, Eva, for no reason, it's just like pirate themed. The wrestling leading up to it's not pirate themed, and then WrestleMania hits is like, oh, we're doing the Jack Sparrow thing again. What the?
So the wrestling was supposed to be pirate themed because it was Tampa Bay, which is the home of the Buccaneers.
That was last year.
I don't know. Did it happen again this year?
Yeah, they did the
Oh, no, but
pirate
that
thing
last-
again this year.
Last year's thing got moved to this year, I think.
Oh, whatever they did pirate thing 2 years in a row, and I'm like that Jack Sparrow actor they have for that, which makes no sense because they're just the wrestling thing. They're showing like the Disney. Here's the piece of 8 from the Disney movie, and you're like, what? Who the? Yes,
if it's the same guy
kids
that
probably
did-
get this, but
I wonder if it's the same guy that did Jack Sparrow in Kingdom Hearts.
could be. Yeah, they sound pretty similar, but Jack Sparrow's coming to Sea of Thieves, which is weird. Weird. If I was into Sea of Thieves, I would be so stoked at that, though. It looks, again, it's just a trailer, but it looks like there is maybe some characters and some
A story?
characters might even
A
speak.
line
It
of
looks
missions
like
to do, perhaps?
Dave Jones is in it.
they
talk-
was that really Jeffrey Rush? That's my question. That sounded a lot like Jeffrey Rush in a way that I bet if you had him, you'd say, but not Davy Jones.
You're talking about Mr. Gibbs?
No, Jeffrey Rush. What the fuck's his name? What's become of my ship? Barbosa. Captain Barbosa.
Barbosa.
Yeah. He was in there.
Yeah, he was the best part of that movie.
Best character.
Heck of an actor.
Yeah.
They showed something called Somerville, a survival horror game about a couple trying to survive an alien invasion with their toddler in tow.
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
that
what
game
you
looked
want.
kind of neat, but
I think it
everybody
looks
else is
dope.
Everybody else,
Yeah.
I said, oh, that game looks kind of cool, and then Warren said, that looks like shit or something. And I was like, well, I
I thought he said it looked like Inside,
well, he compared it,
which
to
I don't
that
think was an
afterwards.
insult.
No, but right out of the gate, he said it looked like garbage, and then when I think I said I liked it, he kind of pulled back a little bit on it.
The kind of the presentation looks a lot like Inside, where you're like characters moving through a kind of 3D background that seems like you'll interact with.
I believe, and I hope that's this game, but it is made by one of the guys who did Inside,
I'd believe that.
or at least did Limbo.
Let's
Who's
see.
the developer? Does it say the developer?
Playdead
Is it Jump Ship?
is Limbo and Inside.
No, the developer of this.
Developer from Playdead CEO. There you go. Their new studio is called the Jump Ship. Their new studio is called Jump Ship. That's pretty good. The CEO of Playdead, Jump Ship to Jump Ship. Somerville. We saw Halo Infinite. One of many games that's going to have a grapple hook. The multiplayer will be free to play. And they showed a little bit of, like, they showed kind of the story setup trailer, which actually totally kind of, in spite of itself, got me interested again.
Was this the thing?
The thing, I don't know what the thing that I was talking
The
about.
thing you were saying, the one thing?
Oh no, that was the
One
Jack Sparrow
thing-
thing. That was the Jack Sparrow thing. Being like, what the fuck? Weed 3, baby.
I thought Halo looked very good
Yeah.
this time in
Yeah.
a way that the last time I very much did not. So good on them for pumping the brakes a little bit and figuring that shit out.
This one.
Sorry, go ahead,
Sorry,
Andy.
Eats. This one, yeah, like you guys as well too. After watching it, which I did not expect, I was like, you know what? I fucking really want to play that game now. And also, from what they showed of that multiplayer, I am really excited to try out that multiplayer. Like, I mean, it's all cinematic and they make it look fucking like an absolute blast. But some of those new guns and new mechanics and stuff look like a real fun type of chaos.
You hear the guy say the thing. He's a Slayer.
Yes.
Says all that.
The good old
Sold.
announcer.
Yeah, like when they when that fucking with that harpoon gun, when they fucking hit Buddy on the fucking vehicle there and just take it right out. I was like,
yeah.
oh, or they grapple the guns too. I thought that was sick looking. Like being able to pick up weapons.
The story thing they have, like, I couldn't tell if this was the it's Chief and an AI who looks at a blue AI lady who's not Cortana, and they're like, we had to sneak. I was supposed to impersonate Cortana. And we had to sneak on this ship to get to the real Cortana and shut her down, I think, if I remember where the Halo 5 left off. I couldn't tell if that was the actress that plays Cortana, whose name I can't remember, Jen something, playing this new character, doing a weird, like, it's purposefully close enough. I think they're even, like, maybe digitally blending their voices where suddenly I am interested.
To wonder.
Yeah, suddenly I'm interested in, like, what the fuck has Chief been doing all these years, and what is Cortana up to?
I'm excited. I love Halo. I will probably just fucking pop her down on normal and play through all those games before this game comes out.
Heroic, the way it was meant to be played.
I play through Halo again with some folks.
Warren and I started playing 1 on Legend, or 2 on Legendary, actually.
Maybe
then-
you and
then
me
we
can do
moved.
that then, Andy.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
They showed a sequel to A Plague Tale, which is kind of neat. That was a sort of fairly short adventure game. Kind of,
All the rats, right?
yeah,
It looked really
it
good.
looked really nice, but like kind of has it like a low budget feel to when you play it. The first Plague Tale is surprisingly good. It is much better than I expected it was going to be. So to see that it's getting a sequel is actually pretty cool. They showed a snowboarding game called Shredders. Was that
Yeah,
the?
I kind of put my chips in on fucking Riders of fucking ridiculousness or
Yeah.
whatever Ubisoft was throwing there.
The snow looks real deep. It looks like a little bit more of a like not realistic but simulation snowboarding game, I guess.
Yeah.
It is a multiplayer open world snowboarding game inspired by Amped, apparently. What was the name of the first snowboarding game?
I always go back to 1080
The
snowboarding.
one
Yeah, this
from
one's
first one we
64
talked
one.
about.
Yeah, from
today?
Ubisoft, yeah.
Yeah, Riders of something.
Oh,
something Riders.
Riders Republic.
Riders
Riders
Republic,
Republic.
that's right.
That's the one we were talking about. Earlier.
Also an open world, well, it looks open world, very similar is my point. All these games are blending together. Shredders, I completely forgot about because, like Randall says, that Riders Republic, I don't have room in my brain for another snowboarding game.
Mhm.
They showed a trailer for Atomic Heart, which, holy fucking shit, you should go watch that
Yay.
trailer. I have no more to say. That thing looks dope.
Yeah,
There's a few really good trailers out there to check out of that game.
I've never seen a game speak my language so completely. Even like the weird Russian music they use for the
I love
trailer,
it. I
where you're
love
like, what
it.
the fuck is this?
I thought it was cutting between different games for a second.
Yeah, the
And I'm like,
trailer
is this
that
a
they show
developer
you,
highlight reel.
I legit thought it was the, like, they do the run of all the games at the end. I'm like, oh shit, did I miss something? They're doing the wrap up? No, that's one game. That is the same fucking game. It looks
Yeah, that's been in development for years
crazy.
too.
It looks like it won't run well on the Series X. They had some shots of it that looked amazing and like technically were so impressive that they must be running on a high-end PC back there. They showed Replaced. I must have slept through this. A fascinating-looking cyberpunky action game featuring an intriguing mix of 2D and 3D art coming next year.
That looks really good,
Replaced.
actually, for being like that style of art.
I
for that style. It looks really good.
did see this is where he's climbing the hotel sign.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the side scroller one, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that one caught my eye too. I'm really interested
Yeah.
in that one.
Where he like breaks the guy's neck in the background.
Yeah.
That one looked really cool.
Yeah, it. I'm just looking at some screens of it. It has a like really striking art style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wowzers. Where are we here? Forza 5 they showed going to Mexico this year.
That
Oh.
game looks fucking like visually incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Jaw dropping. They-
Yeah.
They show a
Holy
lot
shit.
of like kind of off-road racing, but in I guess there's like desert and jungle. My worry was you're gonna always be going through the jungle, which is what they show here, where like when I have to drive through trees in Forza 4, I hit a lot of those trees. You know, I don't try to, but they seem like they're gonna have the full
They're
breadth.
claiming it's a very diverse biome.
Yeah, and they show you like racing through rivers and stuff, and thick jungles, deserts.
Yeah.
It seems very cool. And I've heard this on another podcast, but it's weird to see Mexico in a video game where you're not like either fleeing to there or smuggling something up from there. Like there's no crimes other than the ridiculous street racing you're doing. There's no crimes happening in Mexico, which is maybe a nice change, unless this.
I was gonna say, and I like that you actually brought that up because I actually thought that too. It looks like it's doing a really good job of just portraying the beauty of Mexico as opposed to just treating it as the stereotypical place to go when you're fucking running from someone,
Yeah.
or if you're
or if
like
you
down
happen
there.
to be a Mexican living in racist America.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah.
That's you know what? I won't say what game that is. Maybe that's a spoiler. Life is Strange 2. And lastly, they showed another. I think this is a 4-person co-op shooter called Redfall from Arcane Studios, the guys and gals who made Dishonored,
Dishonored.
Prey.
Yep.
There's one other thing. Anyways,
Dishonored 2.
probably Dishonored 2. They had it looked like pre-rendered. I don't think any of it was gameplay, but it totally very much looked like 4 players. There seemed to you're fighting vampires instead of zombies, but they seem to much like the kind of zombies in Left 4 Dead, where one of them can sort of tie you up and you need someone to help free you. There's one just like the liquor where it wraps someone up and someone else has to come and break the chains for them. And there's another one where it pounces on someone and a teammate has to get them off. And it seems like a 4-person co-op shooter of some kind, but everybody else has superpowers, and like this lady uses a giant neon umbrella thing,
Yeah.
which looks fucking rad.
The
Yeah.
powers were really neat visually, which made me think more of Evolve, that Turtle Rock game, which no one wanted to play with me.
I want to play with you. Nobody else in
well-
the world did.
I both bought and played the free version of that game.
The service kind of fell apart when it turned out no one liked that game. But I mean, it's not Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock's doing Back for Blood, but it gave me those vibes in a way that I'm like, yeah, I want to be like 4 really unique, fun characters with my friends and try and take down monsters again.
Yeah, seems like it might stand out from Back for Blood in exactly that. Where in Back for Blood, you're a survivor, pick up a gun. We all use the same guns. Whereas in this, it totally looked like there might be classes or maybe different characters had different abilities. They didn't really go too far into it.
Any game where I can play it with other people co-op wise, and I feel like I have my own set of skills that might be useful in a certain situation, and I'm called upon to deal with it. I really like anytime you can kind of separate yourself from everyone else. That's what I'm enjoying myself most when it comes to a co-op game.
Yeah.
So,
Let me tell you
And
about
I
World of
also-
Warcraft.
huh?
Let me tell you about World of Warcraft.
No, don't. I got a roommate who's been trying to get me on that for a long time. I don't. We'll see. But yeah, it's that game at the end was honestly probably one of the main ones I was looking forward to. Like as a last game for them to be like, here's the final thing we're going to show you. I wasn't like blown away by it, but I was like, you know what? I'm quite excited for that. That looks like something that I'm going to pick up and play a lot of, and I'm super into whatever world it is you're building. And yeah, just the abilities and stuff look like a lot of fun.
And it's all free with the
Yep.
price of Game Pass.
Yeah. That's right. Everything at that conference except for Battlefield, which they showed. I didn't jot down. There were 3 games that weren't going to be on Game Pass. Everything else was coming to Game Pass.
And I mean, Battlefield's going to come to EA Play at some point too, anyways. So I'm just friggin'
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. And that brings us over to Square Enix.
Let me tell
Let's
you
rattle
about
through this stupid thing.
let me tell you about how you make a boring press conference.
Jam it with mobile games.
Oh my god.
Fucking half the thing on one game, and then the other half on your cell phone games.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
before we hopped on here, you was like, I didn't see the Square Enix one. I was like, oh, so you missed all the gameplay from the fucking new Life is Strange.
Apparently, they spoiled all Life is Strange. I didn't watch any of that.
There was like joking aside, there was like several moments in that trailer where I'm like, that looks like end of episode 3 cliffhanger shit you just showed me.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
When Andy told me they showed what the power was, we're like, oh, she has this power and can do this. Like, what? Don't tell me that. You know that everyone's going to be like, what's the power this time coming in?
Mm-hmm.
They showed Guardians of the... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nope. I was just gonna launch into Guardians too. So
Perfect. I think
Take it away.
they showed Guardians of the Galaxy from Eidos Montreal. What did Eidos Montreal make last?
Tomb Raider is their last notable stuff. Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3. Well,
that's
Rise.
Crystal D. That's Crystal Dynamics. Published by Eidos Montreal. I'm gonna say Deus Ex: Human Revolution.
I'm very confident.
Do.
But I've been very confident.
Is
a
that
lot
not? Is that
lately.
Tomb Raider's not? It's not Crystal Dynamics. I'm pretty sure it's Crystal Dynamics.
I could
The new Tomb Raider trilogy, Crystal D.
Eidos,
I've
Montreal.
never played them.
We are good Googlers. You can tell.
The fastest.
See what Wikipedia has to tell me about Eidos Montreal here. They did Shadow. Okay, they only did Shadow the Tomb Raider. I see.
that
So we
makes
were
sense.
both right. That's weird that they do the first two in the trilogy and then pass it off. They did Thief. They did 2014's Thief.
Oh.
God damn it.
Oh.
Matt Eads' favorite game.
It's truly one of the worst games I've ever played. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, Deus Ex: Breach, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Not a bad track record, but like Deus Ex: Human Revolution was good. Was all right. Was very well received, I think. Everything else on that list, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Shadow of the Tomb Raider's fine. But
That's
yeah.
the worst. That's the worst of the 3 Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, by far. Thief is like an actively terrible video game. I don't know. I have
The
this
remake.
weird. Yeah, well, this would be Thief. I think this is technically Thief 4, whatever 2014 was.
Right.
Yeah.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider was the worst, you're saying?
The first two are very good. The first
Fuck,
one is
that's-
very good.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider still got good fucking reviews on
I
it.
don't remember the second one at all. Jonah.
I don't think any of
Jonah?
them were bad
Is that the
games.
big?
Two is the one where they blew it out into an open world, a mini open world.
Oh
They
yeah,
really
with
blew
the
it
like
away.
plane crashing
Right,
on an
there
island.
might have been a plane in all
maybe.
3 of
Yeah,
those
I don't really
games.
trucking through the snow.
Yeah.
I'm a little. I think it's because of Square Enix's. I don't know who develops it. Maybe it's in-house Marvel game.
Mhm.
That I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to love again. The Guardians of the Galaxy game looks visually very impressive, but I'm gonna wait and see what that thing is before I say if I'm excited or not.
I told the fellas after watching that unless literally the entire world says that game is one of the greatest things they've ever played, I will not buy it. Like, even if it's mediocre, I'm not fucking touching it.
Is it
Like, that
because
Avengers
of
game
Marvel
burned me
Avengers?
Avengers, yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
I'm so mad about
Different-
I'm getting
different,
angry now. I gotta mute myself for a minute. You guys.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
there
going
goes.
in the Angry
Yeah.
Dome.
Different studios,
Um,
if that helps you at all, Andy. But
And
same
one
publisher.
thing, and I'm not standing up for this game because I'm as skeptical about it as anyone, but I think this isn't even this will be better than Avengers. It is just a reason to think it will be different than Avengers. Is there's none of that fucking live service stuff.
Yeah.
It is a single player game.
That's right.
Um,
I'm so cynical these days, though, that now I assume every game. This probably started
still-
out just like Avengers, and they're like, "Oh, people don't like that Avengers thing, huh? We gotta get all the multiplayer stuff out quick."
yeah, but honestly, like, do
Yes,
that.
please. Yeah, I don't know. It's doing the same thing too, where like they're not quite the movie likenesses. They're kind of close to the movie. These ones are pretty different from the movie likenesses, I guess. But
These are comic book looking versions of these characters.
I think I don't know. Like Marvel's, I feel like I need the movie likeness to I don't think I like Guardians of the Galaxy all that much. Is maybe it. I like the movies, but like I don't give a shit about these 5. I don't care about Drex, and I'm not waking up at night thinking about what Rocket's up to in the same way that I'm like, oh, Miles Morales. You know, there's crazy stuff going on.
Yep.
What he's doing right
That's
now?
fair.
Like I don't.
Yeah, and also you
care
play a
about
game
these
like that, and
idiots.
you're like fucking like that's the type of level of experience you expect from these superhero games is what they've done with those fucking Spider-Man games. Like,
Yeah, but, you know, once burned, twice shy, I guess. Ready to love again, but
I will think the cool. I will say I think the cool licensed music whenever you hit your like ultimate or your super move or whatever it is was pretty neat.
yeah, some really good Bonnie Tyler. I always forget Tyler. Some really good Bonnie Tyler in that trailer. Excuse me. They showed Legends of Mana. Didn't this game come out? Oh, is this Legend of Mana? Is that a different game than Legends of Mana? Is this not an old Nintendo series? Is that an old?
This is
It
all
was,
on this
yeah,
phone,
so-
right? I think this
Showing
is all on the
2014.
phone.
Available
old
Switch,
Super Nintendo
PS4,
game.
Steam. Available Switch, PS4, and
PlayStation.
Steam. Coming out June 24th, 2021. Legend of Mana.
Cool.
It must be yet another
Just a
remaster
remake.
of that. Yeah,
Remaster,
30th
yeah.
anniversary. It says in the top corner.
Yeah, a remaster.
nice looking game.
Yeah.
It's a
Go-
top tier JRPG.
Could go. There's just so many ways to play it. It feels like, and like, I feel like every other week we're reading a new Legend of Mana remaster.
I think I might have pre-installed that, to be honest. There's a game I was reading about on Game Pass that was like, I might have already put that in, ready to go. Something popped up one day, and I was like, this looks cool. It might have been that game.
It wouldn't be if it's on Game Pass.
No, okay, there's something else I grabbed then.
No, Legend of Mana not on Game Pass.
I want to figure out what that other game was now.
They showed the Black Panther DLC coming for Marvel's Avengers, the War for Wakanda. I'm so past caring about that game. Who fucking cares? Like, yes, the trailer looks great, but that game looks great also. It is not a fun game to play. Even as someone who's playing...
There was a time where I would have been so excited for this.
Yeah.
And then I played the game.
I shouldn't... It is a fun game to play. Like, I like the combat. It just doesn't give you a reason to play it.
Yeah, there's no reason for doing any of it.
No,
You're
which...
just fucking... It's just
so disappointing.
Yeah, like it's like you're playing what are those games? The fucking they did the Legend of Zelda versions of them, like Hyrule
Force
Warriors.
Words?
It's like you're it's
the
like
Dynasty Warriors style.
Yeah, it's like a Dynasty Warriors thing, except fucking
throwing
bad.
shade the Dynasty Warriors fans.
No, I'm not throwing shade. It's just like it's almost like they should have just tried to make that game. They should have just made that style of game with adventures characters, where I don't have to worry
Green
about
Hat
upgrading.
Rebellion.
I don't have to break down parts. I don't have to stop trying to be Destiny. Just let me beat the living shit out of enemies and make new enemies for me to fight every single week with my friends.
Just
and
have
call
some
it a day.
content is the thing. They even now you're still doing the same. There's like 4 levels at the end of that game that you just run infinitely.
And all the worlds look the same. You
Yeah.
pull us into a place, you're like, oh, we haven't done this one yet. And we land somewhere, oh, we haven't been here before. And I look around and I think to myself, I've fucking been here before.
Yeah.
This is the exact same. It's like Mario Kart mirror mode. Fucking
Right.
stupid.
You're like, oh yes, this is the sand place. We never are on the sand place. And then you like go underground and you're like, this looks like the same base from the snow place.
it is literally the thing we did in Dragon Age 2, where instead of making new levels, we just moved the doors around the dungeons. So like now there's a closed door. This one's open. I guess it's a different level. Like it sucks.
Matt Eads made the decision.
I
to
made
do
that. I was like, this is a good decision. I was apparently one of the only people who had a problem with that. I remember bringing that up at a meeting and everyone being like, well, will you make new levels?
Mhm. Mass Effect 1 is fucking ridiculous for like, look at all these 30 planets we get to go to, and every single one of them has the exact same facility on it.
Those games came out in 2007 and 2011. Marvel's Avengers came out in 2020.
Yes.
And to see them like, hey, we got new DLC, bums me out because they have been talking about how like we're not giving up on it, we're turning it around. If they were going to show anything at this E3, it maybe should have been here's Avengers 2.0 or whatever.
Yeah. You know what they should have done? I really liked it how fucking, and it's not like the full game yet, but Grounded kind of how they did their trailer. And they were like, you guys wanted to sit. Here you go, you can sit. And you wanted this. You can do this now. Like fucking they addressed things and they were like, hey, we're actually listening to you. Where Avengers just like is spitting in our faces and being like, no, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're gonna keep going in our same direction. This thing will figure itself out eventually. Just stick with us.
Yeah.
Like, no, fucking show us what you've done to correct what we're bitching about.
It feels like they, on one hand, just want to sort of placate the people like myself, or like this game sucks. Maybe it should be better. And they just want to like, yep, we hear you. Okay, quick, get these. We gotta get these DLCs out. People buy it. It says Marvel on it. We'll make enough money. Don't worry about it. Just get it out there.
Well, and the thing is this game might still be really good one day. Like you think about people's issues with Destiny 1 for a long time after it came out are so similar to the issues with Avengers, where it's like, it's fucking great. It's fun to go around and shoot things with people, but there's just fucking nothing to do after you've been doing it for a few hours. And maybe one day we're looking at Marvel's Avengers 2 and being like, fuck, remember how shitty Marvel's Avengers 1 was?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go buy the season pass and put 100 hours into Marvel's Avengers 2.
I think the
I
thing
want
that
to be Kang the Conqueror.
I think that the thing that saved Destiny 1 a lot, whereas Marvel fucked up on, is that Destiny was a really good running game. Like that game worked really well. Whereas fucking first you have a game that is, you know, very vanilla and then still fucking doesn't work in a lot of instances. Like, my God, is it ever frustrating when I'm looking at a group of enemies and I'm like, throw your shield cap, throw the shield. Or you're just not going to throw the shield. It's just not working right now. Okay, I guess that's fun.
Yep. Maddie, like Thor as Maddie, or Maddie's as Thor, who will just like, for whatever reason, not get your powers until you die or something.
Oh yeah, I couldn't see. Everyone has like a secondary resource meter, and mine just like vanished from the screen or something, and I couldn't use my abilities until I died. That was a weird one.
That's fucked.
It also, I think we're like not misremembering, but like it took Destiny years to get to a point where people were like, "Fuck yeah, Destiny, huh?" Like,
well, I think Taken King
multiple years
was really the turning point, and that was a long time after it debuted. That was like 2 major expansions, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 years after 2 full years.
Yeah.
Destiny, Forsaken, Rise of Iron, or I don't know if these are in order. Destiny, Rise of Iron, I don't know, Taken King. There was one more in there that I can never fucking remember. It was the third expansion.
Was the House of Wolves?
Yes. Yeah.
All Crota.
All those expansions were really bad. I will say that about one. That was awful. I thought the base game was pretty decent despite its flaws. Those expansions were all absolute shit, and then Taken King was great.
Yeah. Took them 3 years to get there. So
yeah. Never know.
I just don't know if like I don't know. For some reason the landscape feels different in a way that where maybe the Marvel name is big enough, but like could this thing just sandbag along for 3 years until it finally gets good? Like with the
one might say that it should have a better chance than Destiny did. But who knows?
I just think I think we the gamers are so
the movies will keep it going.
I just think we're so like I don't know what we're something changed when Mass Effect 3 came out, and they went, you know what? We do need to change the ending of this game. You loud trolls are right. Something changed in the industry where now, if anybody's loud enough about anything, it's true. If anybody's loud enough about anything, it's Avengers should be better. They showed a bunch of phone stuff, I guess. Also, is Hitman Sniper The Shadows? Follows a group of snipers. What is this?
That's a phone game.
Is that a phone game?
Yep, I think so.
Reminiscent of the sniper mode introduced in Hitman 2, coming to iOS and Android, as well as a free-to-play title later this year. Cool. The sniper mode things were fine, but they're definitely not the reason I play Hitman. Near Reincarnation, that's another mobile game. We don't really cover mobile games all that much. You can go look that up.
No. I think I speak for everyone when I say fuck them.
Fuck them. They showed Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier, which is a spin-off set 30 years before the events of Final Fantasy VII. Not set 30 years before the events of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Just keep that in mind. In which Shinra hosts soldier tryouts to see who will enroll in their program. Simply put, you battle to death using Gordon magic. It seems like a
That was another mobile
Arena
one, right?
game? I'm not sure.
As soon as they say
Soldier.
mobile game or it looks like a mobile game, my brain just goes.
But you guys don't
that's
have
not-
phones? Yeah, that's a mobile one.
That's not how I interact with my cell phone.
No.
Babylon's Fall is not a mobile game. Is a Platinum Games game? Babylon's Fall
looks
coming on
bad.
the PS5? I've never heard of this.
I think it looks fucking
Yeah,
bad, Matt.
Yeah, it looks weird.
It was from Bad Platinum, not from Bayonetta Platinum.
That's
Co-op action game, of course.
Bayonetta Platinum busy making Bayonetta 3.
A live service action game. is what
Oh
they're going
yes, my language. Your live service co-op
for.
action game,
Yes,
huh?
Sir.
What if we just kept on walking? What if we didn't say another word about it, kept on walking?
When did
That's
it
right.
come out? It's from the creators. Wow, okay, this says from the creators of Bayonetta. Let's not.
I'll be the judge of that.
From the creator of Bayonetta. No, okay, hang on. There's multiple stories. Babylon's Fall is a new game coming from the creator of Bayonetta. The creator of Bayonetta. Should I scrub through this trailer real fast? Do they actually show gameplay?
No, we still got to do Summer Game Fest.
I didn't watch any of that, so I was thinking we might cover it. That was Monday, right?
Yeah,
I was thinking we
better
would
than
do-
anything outside of Xbox, probably.
Well, we could talk about it. I was thinking, I said this earlier in the show, too. I was thinking we would do that next week just because I'm behind. But if you
Okay,
watched
Well,
it,
nope,
No.
that's fine.
Gives us more to go
Too
into
late.
because
Too late.
my top picks are from Summer Game Fest.
is there any big ones? Is there any, like, as a video game podcast, we should cut? Did they announce a new Metal Gear? You know, is there
They
like
announced this
one of
new
those?
Elden Ring game. I don't know what it's about.
Elden what?
Don't you do
We'll
that
do that
to
next
me.
week. Well, that's lame. Yeah, they showed some Elden
Yeah.
Ring.
That
Yeah.
fucking Weezer Wave Racer game that looks like Tony Hawk.
Yeah, they
Inscription.
sure
that
did.
game
I
looks dope.
must have watched this because I've seen these games. Did they show Death Stranding at this thing?
Yes, the
I
Death
did
Stranding
watch
director's
this.
cut.
What is up with that? Did you see that trailer? Is any of that
Yes.
actually in the game, or is that just a thing for this trailer?
That is a thing specifically for you, Matthew Eads, and me, Brandon Lynch, who are waiting for Death Stranding to reveal itself as Metal Gear Solid 5.
Like, is that trailer really?
is
Like,
the director's cut really coming out?
no, but that trailer is. Hey, we heard you didn't like Death Stranding, but we know you love Metal Gear. What if we just put some Metal Gear memes in our Death Stranding? What if he picks up a box and goes, "Whoa!" And we're making a director's cut? Tricked ya! None of that's in the game. We got you by Death Stranding because we put a Metal Gear thing in here.
I will tell you right
Fuck
now,
that.
I do not think Kojima knows that anyone didn't like his game.
It's fair enough. That's fair enough. The whole the Metal Gear thing pisses me off. Like, do it or don't. If you're done with Metal Gear, don't ride the, hey, I'm the guy who made Metal Gear. What if I made another Metal Gear? You can't play both sides of, like, I never want to make this again. But also, what if I made another one of these? Fuck off. The man is more reputation than more machine than man. Yes, his reputation precedes and supersedes him. It
I
feels
still
like
kind of like Death Stranding. This has been a real tough
not me.
couple minutes for me to take, but I'm
What if
still
they-
going to finish this plot out.
The director's cut. They say Princess Peach a third time.
What if, what if the
Kojima
director's
really
cut
thought
is-
you didn't get it.
What if the director's cut is like 6 hours long, the 100%?
Yeah, that was my other thought.
Kojima's
is
like, I honestly really didn't think most of that should have been in there, but
it's actually an
the
editor's cut.
salespeople. Yeah.
Got it down to a nice tight 5 hours here if you want to get the experience. None of that open world building road shit. It's all yours.
Just give you a dirt bike right off the hop. Have at her.
It was wild. Sam got into a box and they showed like a stealth thing and the weird. Oranges. That's a Metal Gear
I
thing.
will say Gloomwood looked like a nice throwback to the old style stealth shooters.
Gloom.
Kind of like harkens back to Quake 1, Quake 2 graphics,
Okay.
but with very precise AI and interactions within the world.
They also showed Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which feels like a geek. Some games I look at them like that is my shit. I don't think I've ever bounced off anything harder than this. But they are doing I think it's just another Borderlands. Like they pretty much said like, all that the loot and shoot and action you love will be there. So I think it is in that vein, but they also totally made it seem like you were building and customizing a character and not just playing one of the like set 4 classes.
Mm-hmm.
It's got
I'm not picking that one up.
It's got a D&D thing going on. I don't know. What's the unicorn? Princess Buttface
Peach.
or whatever the fuck the unicorn's name is. Princess Poop or whatever her name is. It's not for me.
Did we ever do a Death Stranding spoiler cast?
No, we should though. We should replay the director's cut. I'm in. Listen, I'll commit. I'll do it, even if it's just to. I think I will expand my mind if I play Death Stranding again and have to go into a podcast and give a real like not just shit all over a take, but a like thoughtful why do I not like this game. I feel like I will expand my mind. 12 sizes.
I was only asking because I was like, I'll solo pod that one if you guys need me to.
Princess Peach. They showed Jurassic World Evolution 2, which is the theme park game, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's like a Jurassic Park
sim
game.
Yeah, the top down.
Like
building the
yes,
park.
You're building a Jurassic Park.
Yeah. They had Jeff Goldblum, who was like, I didn't know what he was doing, but he's doing his like the character he always plays, but his Jurassic Park character is a really weird announcement. Go and watch Mr. Goldblum delivering that.
He is broken through that glass ceiling to a world with a few other actors where he's just a enigma unto himself.
Oh.
I don't know that he acts anymore. I think he's
It's like him and Nick
I've become
Cage
Jeff
are like,
Goldblum. All my roles will be Jeff Goldblum. Write the characters accordingly.
Jeff Goldblum and Nick Cage kind of both form singularities, but on other sides of the cinematic kind of acting.
I recently watched the episode of Community with Abed watching all of the Nick Cage movies. My God, was that ever good?
Kind of Harrison Ford too. I think. Too.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
the third point of the triangle.
They showed Lost Ark. I must have slept through this. A Diablo-esque MMO is coming to the West. All right, this exists in Korea for years now. Great. New season of Call of Duty Warzone. They had the lady came out for Call of Duty Warzone. I think it was a lady. And was announcing like the season. They said like, we're doing something we've never done before. I don't know what the exact wording was, but like a new like world reveal. A new season of Warzone. And just like... This is like the 4th one of these. All right. But there's going to be a new season of Warzone. They showed some Among Us stuff. Everybody go get your Keeley masks. Salt and Sacrifice.
I thought that looked kind of neat. We don't need to talk about it too much.
Yeah, it's
I did not play Salt and Sanctuary, but thought it looked really, really cool. And I think this looks cooler.
Oh, I did not realize this was a follow-up to Salt and Sanctuary. 2D Souls-like, literally has enemies from some of those games in it. It really wears its inspiration on its sleeve. They showed Solar Ash, which is from the
cool.
Hyperlight Drifter folks, and looks a lot like Hyperlight Drifter.
Hyperlight Drifter.
Totally has that same art style. It looks like the Hyperlight Drifter. There was another game, which I can never remember, that I think they also made, Rando, where you and I had the same thing of like, is that the Hyperlight Drifter guy? I think it is.
I think we get it mixed up with that
boss rush
that
game.
one that came out on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Recently.
What that one's? I really like that one.
We had the bird. He'd like chuck the bird and shit. Or is that a 4th Drifter?
That might be a 4th one, and it all blends together. They should.
Oh, Fury.
Fury.
F-U-R-I.
That's the one. Yep.
And it was like a boss rush game,
Yep.
I think.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah.
With like bullet hell, real like purple neon orbs you're dodging.
Yes. That was fun too.
Shows some new Valorant stuff here. A new glimpse of the next agents, which I don't know anything about. Do you know who it is? Meat?
No clue. No.
It was on the screen for like 8 frames.
Yeah, it's
some like robot. I think
looks like a robot helmet.
Mech.
What about the lore? Meat. What about the when the Omni Corp rose up against that big talking gorilla?
So the only thing we know about the Valorant lore based off the cinematics is there's some split in time.
We're losing you.
Because
lean up. You gotta lean up to your mic.
The only thing we know about the Valorant lore is I think so far is that there's a split or a fracture in time that allows two of the same operator to be in existence at once. That's kind of like their explanation for
Oh, for
operators
why?
being on the other team. Because
Ah.
when you join in a game sometimes and there's another person that has the same character, your operator will make a snide remark about the other operator on the team. It's pretty cool.
I kind of like when they build those things in the fiction.
Mm-hmm.
They showed 2 Point Campus, which is like 2 Point Hospital, but what if it was a college? Which seems kind of dope. New Escape from Tarkov map. Stranger Things. L is coming to Smite. L is going to be a playable character in Smite, I think, as well as the Demogorgon and the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
Oh, Hopper. Hopper will also be a playable character. Does he just have a gun, or?
I can tell you right now, one of those characters is way better than the other one.
Yeah, I might play some Smite just to play Hopper and see what's up.
That's right.
Oh yeah, the Mind Flayer. Yeah, he's got dual pistols. He's doing like the Ocelot thing in this. Holy, you telling me you combine Metal Gear with Stranger Things? Show Painkiller? I don't even know. Oh, like the series Painkiller. Like the it was like Postal, right? That was a like, I can't believe you're murdering people. This is so violent. Oh my gosh.
Postal, yeah.
Is that is that
It was a game
correct?
back in the day where
Yeah.
you could pee on people.
Was Painkiller one of those? Is that what it's known for?
They were just both Postal.
The game's
Postal
single-player campaign follows a demon in Purgatory who is offered to defeat the force of Lucifer's army. Painkiller was well-received for its multiplayer experience and was featured on 2 seasons of Cyber Athletes Professional League's World Tour. Maybe I must be getting this mixed up with something else. I totally thought this was a like controversial. It got famous on its controversy, like Postal.
Postal was pretty
Yeah.
infamous.
I must be mistaken. What is this? I'm gonna look up a little bit of gameplay
What
here
else?
real fast and see.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just want to. Oh, okay, it's a Quake-like, a Doom-like. Yeah, wild. I totally did not know what Painkiller was. They showed the Anacrusis, which is a 4-person co-op shooter where you fight
It's a dead
aliens.
genre.
Dead genre, that's right. There's a lot of them this year. This one, the Anacrusis looks dope. Actually, it looks. All these 4-player co-op shooters look unique, at least, which is good. Except the Rainbow Siege and Back 4 Blood look pretty similar. Fast and Furious is coming to Rocket League.
Fuck yeah. You
You want a Nissan Skyline?
Family.
You want a Dodge Charger? You want a Pontiac Fiero? It's all there. You know, the famous Fast and Furious cars you love.
I think we're one movie away from them just driving Rocket League cars in the movie anyway.
giant
so-
soccer ball. Next one's going to have a giant soccer ball in the heist. Break a giant bank vault open with it or something. They showed something called Blood Hunt from... this was that vampire battle royale we saw years and years ago. Moving on pretty quick here. Again, stop me if you want to discuss anything. The Dark Pictures Anthology showed their next thing, the House of Ashes.
I have no interest in continuing
Yeah.
the Dark Pictures anthology.
I like the first one. I really did not like the second one. That second one, Little Hope, I think was what it was called. And that second one, I think, is trash. Trash that I, like you, do not think I will play this next one. If I get it for like $5 one day, maybe. They showed Tales of Arise, which is a terrible name, and I'm going to guess is a JRPG based on that. Not the terrible name, but the like broken English. Sky, The Little Prince season. I don't know what that is. That's coming to Switch.
You're just making stuff up.
Yep. And Planet of Lana.
That one looked pretty cool.
This is the like limbo kind of on a flat plane, but what if it was colorful? And I think that's pretty much it here. Couple like little things, near skins are coming to Fall Guys. Stuff we don't really need to cover here. Oh, Tribes of Midgard. They showed Tribes of Midgard, which just looking down.
Diablo-esque builder, kind of.
Yeah, it looks like a Valheim sort of Diablo co-op. A lot of different genres going on. It looks like it might be kind of rad though, especially for those of us who really like Valheim.
Yes.
Where are we? Evil Dead the game. That's a known quantity. Elden Ring. And
you?
I don't have too much to say other than it looks more like Sekiro than Dark Souls. There was no shield blocking, but there looked like there was parrying.
Good. They're doing the thing the good game did.
That's right.
Good game. You can't. Any thoughts on Elden Ring here from that short little trailer we saw?
Look good. Looks the boss design looks unique as always.
Yep.
Come back from those type of games.
They're doing kind of a Viking sort of style, it looks like this time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like,
They're going real deep with the lore. It seems
Celtic,
like.
I think, is the
Except the
origins of a lot of that fucking shit they were drawing from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's riding a horse. That horse riding looks
phantoms are
janky.
in the game for sure.
The horse jumped up a cliff in one single fucking bound off what looked like a fucking jump pad.
Yeah.
We can't be sure if those were phantoms. Those could be NPC.
Oh,
those could.
he
We don't know
popped
those
it-
were
he popped
players.
an item and then it showed the phantoms.
Yeah, phantoms paw. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, but those phantoms, those they still exist in Demon Souls. There are not multiplayer phantoms. The red are they red phantoms? Black phantoms?
That you can summon black phantoms or PvP.
You don't summon them. If you're human and have a certain world tendency, they show up. But I think they show up while you're off. Maybe you don't have a world tendency while you're offline. My point is, those don't have to be players. There probably are, but they totally
for
there's
sure.
precedent for them to not be.
Yeah.
I hope there's multiplayer, and I hope it isn't janky in the way that the Souls ones are.
Yeah, it'll probably be peer to peer. You know.
Yeah, it would turn a lot of people off, I think, if it didn't have that particular style of jank. If you couldn't fold raviolis, then people would be
That's
mad.
exactly. That is what it's all about.
I think that's it.
I think
Everything-
so.
Yeah, everything for the first few days of E3 here. Like I say, we'll have stuff going on this week, stuff going on today, tomorrow, in real time here, Monday, Tuesday. We'll cover that as it happens. Look for us next week. Excuse me. Podcast at talkingrucks.com is an email address where you can write in some thoughts if you have them. What's your favorite? Who won E3? Let's do the thing we always do. We don't do it, but
I did.
we
Us,
the
me, the
gamers.
viewer.
We the gamers won E3. No, write in some thoughts. Let us know what you think. What's up with Atomic Hearts? Atomic Heart, singular.
Check out the other trailers for that. Definitely. If you're curious about it, there's like a solid 11-minute gameplay trailer out there.
Yeah, they've been around for years too. You've been sending trailers to Discord for years now. It feels like on that thing.
Yeah,
That'll be dope.
for sure.
Nothing in the email. You can also join our Discord. Drop some thoughts in the podcast questions channel if you want there. You can find that by going to our website over at talkingreckless.com. If you find yourself looking for some more podcasts, you want a longer version of this podcast, ad-free as well for the weeks where we have ads, you can find that over on patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. Go to weebs.ca. Everything's available for $5 now. All the content, you get it for $5 low a month, and you help support the show as well, which I very much appreciate. I think that's it. Other than the thanks, I bit my tongue right at the end. Almost made it.
Ooh.
Almost made it.
We're
Andy.
watching Shin Godzilla for next week's movie club night.
Oh, yeah, movie club.
It's Kaiju week.
Shin Godzilla?
Yes.
What is Shin Godzilla? 2016.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, title of the
and,
film is Shin Godzilla.
We
Shin
are
space.
currently, I believe, discussing the meaning of, what was it? Deep sci-fi, I think.
Science fantasy.
Yeah,
Science fantasy.
that's right.
Yeah.
What is an environmental disaster movie? I
What
remember
is a
that.
That's right.
JRPG?
Yeah, that's right. The film club is going strong, so go check that out in the Discord. And there's lots of stuff. There's that Epic RPG. It's kind of like a little text MMO that people are like way fucking into. I stopped playing because I fell behind a week and it felt like I could never catch up. So I went to World of Warcraft instead, where I still stand a chance. But go and check that out. That thing's dope. That thing is like way more interesting than it should be for a stupid little text game you play.
They've come a long way.
Yeah, no kidding. Kyle B, thanks so much for being here.
Hey, no problem.
Maybe
Thanks for having me.
Podcast happened. Andrew Captain, sorry we kept you up.
Hey, that's all good.
Ah,
I It was a long day today. I got up at 5:30, so like a
Yeah.
psycho, and
Had
then
to-
also the vax too.
At
That,
the oh yeah. Let us know. Let us know how you're feeling. Let me know if you need anything during the week. And run
I shall.
some soup or something over to you.
Don't be a bitch.
Tell us how many
man.
5G
It'll just
networks
be-
you can detect.
What was that?
Tell us how many 5G networks you can detect.
Yeah.
been
Are
hacked.
you
That's
magnetic
fine.
now? Do you see that video about the lady who's
Yeah.
like, "Well, how come the key sticks here?" She puts it on her fucking
Yeah.
sweaty ass neck.
I can.
Like,
I
I
can open the-
wonder why.
I can open the fridge now without grabbing the handle.
We call that the
Perfect.
force. It's not to be used to open. That's a path to the dark side. Using the force to open the fridge. Oh yeah. We'll probably have some Loki thoughts, Bad Batch thoughts, maybe on Tron going forward here.
My fucking thoughts are high.
Yeah, I gotta watch Loki again and try to put my mind in order. Dark ruined me. I can't watch anything about time travel
know.
ever again because of that fucking
know.
show.
I know. I'm
Uh,
right there with you, Eats.
yeah. And you at home. Is that everybody? Brandon Lynch, did I thank you?
Oh, you just did.
Yeah, sure. I think I got everybody. You at home, thanks very much for watching or listening. I hope this is. I hope you think this is a 5-star podcast. We had a 5-star runtime today. That's for sure. Would very much appreciate you to
Better be 5-star.
leave us a review or rating on wherever you find your podcasts. And remember, the video version of this exists over on YouTube at Talking Reckless. If you care for that, you can find it there. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching or listening. We'll catch you here next week. Weebs out. Free the slimes.
That's right.
Catch you here next week on the next episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then.